Not a dream. We are using your brain's electrical system as a receiver. We are unable to transmit through conscious neural interference. You are receiving this broadcast as a dream. We are transmitting from year 1999.
Let's talk about our beliefs and what we can learn about them. We believe nature is solid and time a constant. Matter has substance and time a direction. There is truth in flesh and the solid ground. The wind may be invisible, but it's real. Smoke, fire, water, light, they're different. Not as to stone or steel, but they're tangible. And we assume time is narrow because it is as a clock. 1 second is 1 second for everyone. Cause precedes effect. Fruit rots, water flows downstream. We're born, we age, we die. The reverse never happens. None of this is true. Say goodbye to classical reality because our logic collapses on the subatomic level into ghosts and shadows. A sinister secret has been kept in the basement of an abandoned Los Angeles church for many years. With the death of a priest belonging to a mysterious sect, another priest opens the door to the basement and discovers a vat containing a green liquid. The priest contacts a group of physics graduate students to investigate it. Unfortunately, they discover that the liquid contains the essence of Satan himself, and they also discover that he will release his father, an all-powerful anti-god. The liquid later comes to life itself, turning some of the students into zombies as the devil comes forward to release his father. Welcome to another feature presentation of Midnight Double Feature, and on this episode we'll be covering 1987's Prince of Darkness, written and directed by John Carpenter.
Colin, what's happening?
See, I was going to start this with bow now now wow now bow now from In the Mouth of Madness. No, that's awesome, dude.
Nice.
It's so distinctive. All these, you can tell it's unless it's Ennio Morricone on the thing. It's like you can tell it's fucking John Carpenter, man.
It's goddamn John Carpenter, right? Like here we are covering another John Carpenter movie, all right? Like this is how.
This is the last of like the what he considers like his apocalypse trilogy. It's we went out of order. It's like The Thing, and then this, and then Mouth of Madness. But we went Thing, Mouth of Madness, Prince of Darkness. So this is the last of what he considers like his apocalypse trilogy. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like it's neat, real Lovecraftian type shit.
I guess we covered it in terms of quality too, right? Yeah. That's a little spoiler for this bad boy.
Yeah.
But no, guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Midnight Double Feature. This is a feature presentation episode. We are going to go through John Carpenter's 1987 Prince of Darkness. This is a first for us here at Midnight Double Feature. It's kind of crazy that 176 episodes in, we are still having firsts because neither of us had seen this movie before. You know, like every other episode before this, we had seen the episode, we had seen the movie, before recording at least once, one of us was able to kind of like go through it, blah, blah. But neither of us had seen this before. And the reason for that is we held a competition. Basically, we asked you guys to rate and review us on iTunes and, screenshot the reviews and send it in to midnightdoublefeature@gmail.com. And then we'll pick you at random to choose a movie for a feature presentation. And the winner was Ken Tomlin. Thank you so much, Ken. And congratulations, dude. Seriously, that was we loved your review. And again, it was totally random. I'm not fucking not taking digs at you, Patrick. Maybe we'll cover Red Dawn. Maybe we'll cover The Wrestler sometime. I don't know. But at this point in time, thank you so much for Ken and congratulations. I'm just going to read Ken's kind of like take on the movie right here at the top.
Yeah.
Instead of, with the other plebs right at the end of the episode with the, comments, the listener comments. So here we go. Ken Tomlin says, thoughts on this movie? Well, first, when I suggested this movie, it was to complete Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy. Because, like you said, Colin, we've already covered the other two. But I think it probably goes more to the fact that this movie is in my top 10 to 15 movies of all time. Not because it's a cinematic Oscar-winning masterpiece. This movie holds a special place in my heart. I remember my uncle and his girlfriend taking me to the theaters to see this movie when I was too young to see it. The theater was packed and I had to sit in front of them next to complete strangers. At the end of the movie, at the big jump scare finale, my uncle reached down and grabbed my shoulder and scared the shit out of me. I screamed I screamed like the 8 to 10-year-old boy I was, causing the people in front of and next to me to scream also. It was also more than that. This was one of those movies that made me think, made me question my already shaky beliefs in religion. This movie made me go to the library to find out what quadratic equations were and when they were created. It made me wonder or question whether Satan had a father. It was one of those movies or things that introduced to my young mind the notion that Jesus could come from or be an extraterrestrial race. This movie introduced me to the whole cat in the box thing. And then in brackets he puts, know what it's called, but I'm too lazy to search it up or how to spell it. It's called Schrodinger's cat. And philosophy in general. This movie was always deeper to me than it probably should have been or was intended. The thought or idea of sending information back in time through dreams was and is a very cool idea. Not to mention it made me find out what a tachyon particle was. The funny short Asian guy was definitely a trope for movies coming out at that time, but I thought he was hilarious. Was the science in this movie accurate? Probably not. But I love the premise of using science to prove religion and vice versa. I know I've babbled on for quite a while, but I really like this movie. I know it's probably not for everybody, and some people may even find it ridiculous. But hey, it's John Carpenter. So even when it's a little bad, it's still a good movie that is a fun and interesting watch. Thanks, guys, for covering this, and I look forward to your podcast on it.
Hell yeah,
dude, that's
thanks,
strong.
Ken.
That's strong, dude. That is strong.
You can fucking ramble all you want when you win this shit. So that's you guys write those fucking reviews. Maybe you get to ramble on our show, huh? How about that?
It's like one of those like sore winners who's just like, I just won a competition, so now I get to fucking speak, motherfucker. Yeah, for sure, dude. Before we do start the episode, we've got some things cooking here at Midnight Double Feature, don't we? In the background, there's some big conversations happening as we near our 200th episode. We're barreling towards it, and we've got some shit that we want to be able to do before we get to that milestone. Why don't you tell the guys about our little merch thing going on?
Oh yeah, so we kind of had like our trial run so far of our shirts. We've all kind of ordered one. They've come out really, really well so far. They look really good. I actually got mine first, and I kind of was wearing mine around, and I was like, dude, this thing's awesome. So yeah, we hopefully we'll have that up. I don't want to give a time frame and be held to it, so we'll have it up soon. Soon in air quotes. But
the thing is, like, there's a delay because of like COVID, right? I mean, like,
right.
If we went in this current situation, then the manufacturer that we go through, they're experiencing some massive delays because of the whole COVID situation. So that's all.
Right. That's why I was like air quotes. Whatever it happens to, because I mean, basically, I got mine pretty quick. We've got pretty simple. Just got the logo on the front, white, black shirts. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the greatest T-shirts of all time. Honestly, yeah, I was really psyched when I got it because I'm as a big guy, my shirts are always like either way too short or way too tight. And when I got it, I was like, oh, cool. I was like, this is actually. Wow, I'm surprised because my shirts never, like, after like 2 weeks, they never fucking fit me anymore. So I was really happy when I got it. It wasn't like a cheap quality. And as soon as we can, obviously get everything locked and loaded up, we would love to put one on the back of every man, woman, and child in America. Thank you very much. Nice.
We need to clothe the poor.
Well, they can probably do it because all of our shirts will get dropped off at Goodwill, so that's what.
Right, exactly. Right, that's what.
Hey, and I'm not above Goodwill, by the way. I'm not saying that. I'm in a closet full of clothes from Goodwill right now. So,
all right, man. You know what? Fuck the rest of the socials. I don't care. The after party on Facebook, right? That's our Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. If you're listening to this episode, you know where to find us. So. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to waste any airtime. Colin, hit me with your thoughts on Prince of Darkness. I already spoiled it. You've never seen this.
No, it doesn't.
Coming
Okay.
in strong.
So I it's a half lie when hold on real quick. Sorry, that was like my throat was so dry. So I was
Yeah, it was.
yeah, shut up. Obviously I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. I think John Carpenter is probably one of the greatest directors, past and present. More so past because he doesn't really, he's not really that active anymore. But I mean, the guy's track record was like Christine, Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, then Prince of Darkness. Then you've got, I don't know what he made after this. It might have been In the Mouth of Madness. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that's a big gap. I think he probably did something in between. Probably did Escape from New York, I think, and then Mouth of Madness. I don't know. But the guy's track record.
I think Escape from New York came before this, 1982, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking Escape from L.A. That's the one I'm thinking of. I think that one came out after this one. Okay, yeah. And I mean, the guy, look at the fucking track record of stuff, and he's got a track record of putting out stuff that was not, except for Halloween, not like a monumental smash hit. And then 20 years later, he was this huge. Same thing for Big Trouble in Little China. Like, that's huge. I know so many people that have seen Big Trouble in Little China and quote it all the time. Like, I love when Kurt Russell's going to leave. She's like, I would come, but he's like, yeah, I know. There's something wrong with your face. Fucking love. Like, they have such a great repertoire together. And, obviously, between this, Mouth of Madness, and The Thing, I mean, The Thing is probably my favorite film of all time. It's probably like, there's those movies that you're like, what is your personal favorite versus what do you think is the best movie? And I'm like, I just think the best movie is probably The Thing. I think it's amazing. I think there's nothing else really like The Thing that even comes close. Often imitated, never duplicated. Same thing with In the Mouth of Madness, so unique and original, and just, obviously Carpenter's strong suit seems to be these like Lovecraftian kind of stories. This and The Thing, and like especially Mouth of Madness. But the apocalyptic, doomsday type shit. So I was pumped when I saw this. I had watched this before, but I had only gotten like. I don't know. I did not get that far into it before. I just kind of like checked out. And this was like right when I started getting into The Thing, and I had just watched Mouth of Madness. And of course, I grew up with John Carpenter in the house. And there's just something about the way he shoots that is just like such an old school way of filmmaking that's so different from the way that things are done today. Like, he's not afraid to like, he's not big on like close ups. He stays very far away and lets you feel the room. He lets you feel, he
likes to linger.
Right. And he's a very, like, from the waist up, like, kind of shot. Like, he's not really close up on people a lot. He kind of gives the scene, like, room. And I really, really dig that. And, and everything just feels so much more lived in. But, I like this movie because it's not, it's really not, even though it's part of, like, the trilogy of The Thing and In the Mouth of Madness, they're all three so insanely different movies. Except for really, I mean, if you take a look at this is basically like The Thing and Assault on Precinct 13, like, thrown together. It's like people in one place and, having to save stationary, and there's a supernatural force. But I mean, that's Night of the Living Dead.
In that too.
Right, exactly. That kind of the thing, the people being stuck in one area, that's so Evil Dead, that's so Night of the Living Dead. There's so many movies that are like that I just absolutely, like Cabin in the Woods, I love that kind of shit. And, ultimately, it wasn't what I was expecting when I first started watching it, and it just took so long to get into it. But I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? That I just kind of checked out. And watching it this time, I like it more than when I saw it, because it's extremely different. It's not like anything else in this trilogy, where it's like there's in The Thing and in Mouth of Madness, there's a very distinct and thorough kind of like theology that runs through the whole stuff. There's not a whole lot of, he doesn't leave those movies open for interpretation a whole lot. Like, there's not really, in The Thing, both of those people die. And in Mouth of Madness, the whole world is like ending. But when this ends, it's like, so wait, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck is going on? What like, this whole movie just kind of had me every 8 minutes just going like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I don't understand. And I felt so lost, man. And I was just like so out in left field. And I was like, man, it really threw me through a loop. And I enjoyed watching it because visually it's a masterpiece. It's insanely good visuals. It might be some of his best visuals from this whole trilogy. I think it looks amazing. But on that same thing, it's like I like leaving the story open a little bit, and I like it. Not every single thing is explained to you in minute detail. This is not Inception. Like, even though there's like some really high concept science meets religion and theology and extraterrestrials and time travel, and you're like, whoa, this is just evolved into this
a
whole
lot at me, right?
Yeah, it's one thing to like, the son of the devil is on the earth, but then you're also throwing in time travel and like extraterrestrials. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? But extraterrestrials, that could be, I mean, if there were people discovered on the moon, they would be considered aliens. And I'm like, well, that's not, I mean, they're not that far away though. Like, that wouldn't be shocking to me to be like, oh, they're aliens. So it wouldn't, I don't know. I don't really subscribe to like that ancient alien type bullshit, the aliens guy. But there is something interesting about that actually, where I do think it's possible that millions of years ago, people came to this planet and checked it out, and who knows, their planet could have gotten blown up. Whoever knows what the fuck happens. So I think it's interesting that it does kind of touch on like history and theology and secularism and stuff like that. And there's kind of like a meeting of the minds. Like there's a like, it's like watching the two Venn diagrams like cross over. And I was like, dude, that's fucking cool. I love the fact that like the ancient mystic is just this like priest, and it's not Victor Wong. That Victor Wong is like the professor, because it's so easy for them to be like, oh, he's the kooky spiritual Asian guy, like the sister in The Crow. And it's like, oh, of course, she's like the crazy mystic one because she's foreign. But I actually dug it, even though the story's not completely coherent and the science is just, nonsensical, whatever, it's a movie. And some of this definitely seems just like word salad sometimes, like just throwing stuff together. It's still fun though. I do think they can probably cut about 20 minutes and 15 characters out of this movie, but other than that, it's actually pretty good. I'm glad it ended on In the Mouth of Madness. I would have hated if it ended on this. I would have been like, oh, that kind of whatever. Like, apparently John Carpenter was like is it Sandy King or Sandy Hill, his producer, and like his wife? I think it's Sandy King. Deborah Hill. Okay, Hill. Well, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe it was Deborah Hill.
The Sandy Hook Massacre. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was Deborah Hill. It might have been somebody else that said that they had this dream of this like black figure walking out of the front of a church, and that's when he decided.
That's what I read.
He was like, I'm just going to make this movie about it, and I was like, it sounds cool as like a short film. It sounds cool as like something that's like an hour long, but I don't know, at an hour 42, I was like, dude, this should be like $1.20 slim. Like, you got to slow down the credits to make this thing $1.20.
Dude, the credits are 10 minutes 46 seconds. Like, we don't get directed by John Carpenter until 10 minutes 46 seconds. The credits go on and on. I'm like, dude, but here's the thing is, I love all the performances. I don't have any problem with any of their performances. The script is pretty good. The sound is amazing. The visuals are great. It's so weird because it's like usually the stuff that I have really bad problems with in a movie, like getting hung up on, is like, the story doesn't really, it didn't really, blah, blah, blah. But then also all the stuff that I'm also a stickler for, it's like perfectly balanced, where it's like, man, I don't love this movie, but I'm so close to like really loving it. Like I really, really, really am. But it was definitely fun to watch, and it's definitely interesting. And they don't make, he made this independently outside the studio, and you don't really see a lot of that shit happening anymore. To this scale, where this thing, this made like a fucking $11 or $12 million at the box office. So, I think it's definitely shows like his, kind of push off from the major studio system, where he was just like, okay, fuck this shit, man. Like, everything I do, you guys like hate, or something gets flagged down, and then it becomes like a masterpiece later on. There's just something about John Carpenter. He loves mustachioed protagonists. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about men with mustaches that like he just fucking loves. I don't understand it. But all in all, I really dug watching the movie. I thought it was great that neither one of us has seen it. We're wrapping up the Apocalypse trilogy, and also it was a pick, for Ken Tomlin, who won the contest. So I was like, dude, this is awesome. This would be a lot of fun to talk about, and I do think it's good. It's just, it's not quite as, it has a lot to live up to, not only in terms of the Apocalypse trilogy, but also John Carpenter. And I think it does a pretty good job, but it was just so close to really, really, really loving this. And I think
had I seen it when I was Ken's age, I probably would have. But I was watching Mouth of Madness at that point. That's the age I was, and that's why I was so sucked into this. Had it been reversed, I would probably be here right now like, dude, In the Mouth of Madness makes no fucking sense, blah, blah, blah. Like, I would be this, like, total asshole.
Like I did in our episode. I'm just
right.
Ah!
But all in all, I did enjoy it because it has a lot of guts to do what it does, and it sticks to landing pretty well. And the thing is, a sign of a good movie is something that makes you go later on, like, what the fuck was that? And like makes you want to have a discussion to see exactly what kind of happened and what do you think happened? What is this for? It's not like the fucking thimble spinning at the end of Inception type shit, but like exactly what the hell is going on? And it actually, now that I had seen this, I was like, dude, The Void owes a lot to Prince of Darkness. Dude, it is so much like you kind of are like getting copyright like kind of area, how much shit you owe that. But I really did enjoy it because it's right in the wheelhouse of those kind of movies that I love, but I was just the bar was set pretty high, and I wish I had just kind of like not done that to myself when I went in, because I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. But it's pretty good. It's a good fuck movie,
Yeah, I agree, dude. I think it is a good movie. Honestly, like this is okay. I went from this is a span of like a month. I went from never having heard of this movie in my life, right? Never heard of it before. To actually, maybe you mentioned it on the In the Mouth of Madness episode when you were talking about the Apocalypse trilogy. But I went from like pretty much never hearing about this movie in my life, like let alone having seen it, to now owning it on 4K Blu-ray. This is not available to stream anywhere in Australia. Like it's not, you can't even rent it on iTunes, blah, blah. I don't know why.
That's fucking stupid.
I know. It's not on Netflix. It's not on any of our streaming apps. And I was just like, dude, what the fuck? So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just Google this. And, like the fucking local JB Hi-Fi store had it for like, on 4K Blu-ray. And I was like, well, gonna have to bite the bullet, aren't I? So I went out and bought the 4K Blu-ray. But honestly, dude, I am not mad that I own this movie. This is actually a pretty damn decent pick, Ken. So I really do appreciate it. This is, I do love films where, like The Thing and like The Hateful Eight and like you said, Assault on Precinct 13, which is, Carpenter's earlier movie. I like the, we are isolated, we are trapped in here with something, and we are being hunted down. Our numbers are dwindling, and we need to find a way out of this situation that we're in. I feel like Carpenter's really able to, ratchet up the tension, ratchet up the horror elements of it very well, following The Thing and especially Prince of Darkness. But the thing, like what this movie has over The Thing, and this is a sentence, dude, that I'm about to say, because The Thing is a masterpiece. I completely agree with you, dude. With this movie, there is an impending dread, like an ancient dread, dude. Like there is like this, like we are dealing with Satan. Like, we're not dealing with an alien from another planet that can like, take someone's form and like, like they like, we don't know who it is. We are dealing with Satan and the anti-god. Like we're dealing with the end times. Like we're dealing with something so ancient that, our 1987 technology is just unable to keep up with. Like we're like, here we are with like computer boxes that are the size of fridges, right? Like, and we're just unable to really track what the fuck is happening. And that to me, dude, is just like, it's kind of pan-shitting. Like, cause it's just like, what, like this is something that is just so far out of our depth, out of our grasp that we can't even begin to comprehend what the fuck it's about. And I'm just like, yes, that is awesome. Coupled that with John Carpenter's music, dude. I think the music might be the strongest element of this entire movie.
Yeah,
just the way it pulled you in. The doon 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 doon, and then the shit's happening, the shit's going down. I think one of the tracks on the soundtrack is called "All Hell Breaks Loose," and that's when Calder like walks upstairs and stabs himself in the neck with like the piece of wood, and the music just intensifies, and I'm just like, yeah, this is awesome, dude. But I mean, look. Other than that, I think you did hit the nail on the head. This movie, I think, if I could boil it down into one word, like the issues with this problem in one word, it's probably unfocused. Like you're throwing a lot at me. You're throwing the Satan. You're throwing the father of Satan at me, which is great. Which is, I think, what this film should have primarily been about. But then, like, 30 minutes before the end of the movie, you're throwing tachyons at me, and you're throwing, like, vision dreams at me, and I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, I get
that shit is badass, though. The vision dreams, where I was like, that is so fucking cool. Yes. But other than that, I was just like, that is feasible, because if we're talking about, like, the fact that we have basically captured the devil in a cookie jar, then I can believe that we were sending back, like messages. Right. Dude, the whole thing of, like, we haven't found the technology to do it while you're conscious. And I was like, that is fucking so cool, dude. I was like, that is amazing.
It's awesome. It's fucking metal as shit, dude. But, like, I don't want an exposition dump where you're explaining this to me. Like, I don't want tachyons. I don't need this. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Just tell me that this is otherworldly somehow. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So visions, blah, 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 whatever. It's from the future. Like, dude, but the way that's shot, like, apparently he shot it on, like, video, and then, like, he actually recorded a TV monitor to actually film those visions. That was fucking badass, dude. It
feels like Blair Witch, like, all the way. Like, there's just that awesome shaky. It felt like in Signs when they're watching the alien walk through the thing, and I was like, dude, what?
No, Vominos children.
The whole time I was just like, what the fuck is that? What is walking out of there, man? Because it has this, like, I don't know, seeing that image, like, the imagery of this is what's the most terrifying, because, like, what you said, like, it's not even really like, it's the devil, it's Beelzebub. It's like, no, this is the anti-God. Like, whatever you want to call that, like, this is something where, you can be terrified of the thing, and it will take the form of stuff, and blah, 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 blah. But this thing can do that, and then so much more. It is so much more powerful, and the thing is, like, the thing is not necessarily evil, it's survival. That's how this thing lives.
Right.
This thing, it can do so much, is so much more powerful, and wants to inflict the hurt and the damage and stuff. Right. We don't need his manifesto why, but it's just like the anti-God is, like, not even using the name, it's Satan, Beelzebub. Anti-God is such a terrifying, like, anti-Christ doesn't even, like, anti-God is like, what the fuck, man? Like, that's crazy. It's so, whatever you are, I am not that.
and look, like, I don't want to get lost in the weeds about religion and shit in this episode, because, you're like, we're pretty, very far removed from the whole religious shit. Like, whatever. You can go ahead and listen to our Spotlight episode for our thoughts on religion. But I think what Ken said is really interesting. I actually really enjoy the conversation that this movie has in relation to technology versus religion. Like, I really, really appreciated that. Like, that was really cool. I like kind of like having Professor Byrak, who is a science technology professor, and then you have the priest, who is someone who wants to believe that that Christ will come to make everything right. But I really did I dug those moments. But okay, look, don't get me wrong. My understanding of religion, here we go, right? I'm going to get lost in the weeds. My understanding of religion is that God is the devil's father. Is that not right? Like wasn't Lucifer an angel?
Yeah, yes, technically, yeah, and he was an angel that was, like, cast father, not, like, biologically, I guess, in the same way, like, but the same way of, like, I mean, it's the same thing as what is Zeus and Poseidon? Is that Greek or Roman? I'm always bad about that. I always get them confused.
That's Greek.
Greek. Yeah, because that's the same thing with, like, Titans and gods. Like, the Titans preceded the gods, and then Gaia preceded the Titans, and it's like, what precedes what? It's just like an endless, I can't remember exactly what the term for it is, but there's just always something following. There's just constant shuffle of what's behind what. Right. So, yeah, technically it's like, there was God, and then he just created the angels and stuff. Like, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, all the big ones.
Right. I mean, look, yeah. I mean, like, that was kind of like my question. I'm just like, well, if Lucifer is the son of God, and is he pulling God through the like through, but technically they called it the anti-God, and Christ is supposed to be Lucifer's brother. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, like, look, I don't care. I don't care.
Well, no, it's
about
interesting
that shit.
because it's kind of like, yeah, so if this thing is the devil, the green jar, the green lava lamp is the devil. So exactly, so if the devil's father, which would technically through theology that I know it is that I've been told is that the devil was created by God. But this is what's interesting is that now it's contradicting that, where it's like, no, there is something that was there. I don't know. I think it's interesting because it almost proposes the idea of like there was a God, but as there was a God, there was something balancing that out. We couldn't just tilt the scales on one side. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that makes. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I mean, like, again, this is a.
Don't get me wrong, there's no
movie.
God. Let's just be honest. There's no God.
There's no God.
There's
all
no
right?
God.
Have you seen
Look at the
what's
world
happening in the world right now?
Look at the world we live in. There's no God.
Oh shit. Yeah, look, it's a good movie, man. Like it was actually a fun watch. Like it was again, like really well shot, really well scored. The editing is really good, the acting is really good. I think the story is a little unfocused, and I wish I don't have any solutions for it, but I wish the climax was a little better. It seems like it ends a little,
It's a little
like,
low caliber. Like
right, exactly.
It's not bad, but compared to the other climaxes of the trilogy, it's just like, whoa.
Right.
But it's cool. It's badass. Like seeing her reach into the mirror, and I was like, that is
awesome.
fucking gnarly. I was like, but
it's so like the scale of it is so low. Like, I mean, you're pulling.
Yeah.
Essentially we get like a celestial tug of war happening, right? Like that's
right.
it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting how they basically are like, I think it's interesting how it all happens, but it is kind of, I don't know, but it's almost fitting that like it wouldn't be in this like grand scale of stuff where like, the anti-God would not just make himself known on like the Empire State Building. He hit, the best thing the devil ever did was convince the world he didn't exist. So let's come through this small basement in a place in LA where no one's going to find you. And I was like, that's actually kind of cool. But I know what you mean, though, is it serves the story well, but you can tell when it feels like, this is kind of small scale. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's a good movie. There is no God. I love John Carpenter.
Just sneaks it in there. There is no God.
Just kind of throw it in there. At job interviews. Oh, I speak Spanish. I'm 30. There is no God.
Tell you what, though, this would make for a kick-ass Father's Day movie.
Yeah.
Oh shit! But look, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. What do you say we get right into this bitch?
Yeah, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and do you guys a favor. Skip to about the 14-minute mark so you can actually start watching this thing.
Literally
damn.
the 10 minute 46. Like I timed it. Like I actually looked it up, dude. I was like, all right, this is gone for ages. And I was like, because like they flash up the credits, like in every few like it's not like one by one, right? There's like 3 or 4 in each thing. So I'm just like, all right, it'll be this one. Like it'll be this one. It's like executive producer, writer. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I guess we're gonna get another one soon. But dude, again, like the tone is established pretty much immediately, right? With the music and the title cards. I love the way that John Carpenter is just immediately able to set the tone for his movies. Like, like the thing starts with the dun 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 dun, and then you get the helicopter, and it's just like, oh, dude, he's just such a master at that. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like I like and that's one thing too, is the credits are so long because there's, huge compared to the thing. This cast is huge, and the cast had a lot.
Huge.
I mean, the thing had a lot of people in it. Right? Yeah, there's a lot of characters that can just be like condensed down to like, oh my god, there's like literally. I do love Peter Jason, the guy who's the doctor in this. He's in all of John Carpenter's movies. He's the coach in Arachnophobia.
He's Leahy, right?
Yeah, he looks like Meatloaf. That's what I literally always thought he was Meatloaf as a kid.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I like him, and I really, really like. I like the 2 leads. The woman, Lisa, her name's Lisa Blunt, by the way, which is awesome. I cannot for the life of me remember her name in this movie.
Catherine.
Catherine, yeah. Dude, she died really randomly in like 2010. Shit. She just like, they found her at home. She's like 57, and she just died of like something random, something totally off the fucking wall. But she's awesome. And I know John Carpenter gets a lot of shit sometimes for being like misogynistic and stuff. But at the same time, he has, Jamie Lee Curtis in this and a lot of like awesome female leads in this, but he can be like, he does kind of have that like macho guys with mustaches, rock music kind of shit going on. You know what I mean?
He loves it.
Right. But I did think it was pretty cool. There were a lot of like strong, smart, like female characters with good, good ideas. It wasn't just like, oh no, I'm trapped. They were like, no, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of this wall and claw the shit out of here. And I was like, oh, cool.
Well, I think it's also not incredibly, but pretty progressive to have the vessel of the devil be a woman, right? Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like, I mean, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Like, compared to now, no, not really all that like diverse. But for 1987, it's like you have Asian people, you have black people, you have like a lot of different colors of the spectrum in this. A lot of men and a lot of women as well. A lot more men, but still, like for the time, that's what happens when you go outside the mainstream thing, where he's like, oh, I'm doing an independent movie now, and I can actually do what I want. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I really dig that.
Oh, dude, when Calder shows up, I'm like, yeah, got some brothers up in here.
Yeah, that's another, like him and the guy who's like bald, but for some odd reason is still trying to grow his hair out on the sides, and he always has like the Hawaiian shirts on.
Dude,
I'm like, combine like 3 or 4 of these people, do some Cronenberg magic shit, and combine like a few of these people together, and like I'm cool. But there's a lot of this shit that's like, damn, this is so. I don't know, like at the end, you have the 2 women who become like the possessed, along with the blonde-headed chick, and dude, there's no way. Fuck you, I'm not gonna remember anybody's name.
I've got
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit because there's so many fucking people in this movie.
So many.
Like, dude, for when we did Flatliners, I knew everybody's name. When we did fucking The Thing, I knew everybody's name. I give the fuck up on this, dude.
Shit.
This is like the Ocean's 12 of John Carpenter's movies,
dude,
and I can't fucking handle it.
I was taking notes of this movie, and I needed IMDb open, like, next to me. Like, I was just like, why? This is like Game of Thrones level. Like,
right.
Like everyone has like, whatever. Carpenter and Alan Howarth obviously did the score for this movie. They completed the score in 4 to 5 weeks.
Damn.
Carpenter says, all my scores are basically improvised, right? He said he watches the scenes on a TV set and creates the themes on the spot using a 24-track recorder linked into the film to layer in sounds. He says there's 2 kinds of scoring in movies. One is the kind of underscore minimalist idea, and one is Mickey Mousing. And he says, for instance, in King Kong, every step that King Kong made is scored bam, bam, bam. Every emotion is scored. That's Mickey Mousing. And he says, everything is scored so heavily that you haven't got a chance to miss anything. He also adds that John Williams is the biggest, most famous Mickey Mouser of all.
Damn.
Yeah. Dude, taking shots at the king, you best not miss.
I was going to say.
Oh, shit. We get this quick shot of this old priest passing away with the chest that has the key in the basement to it. And we meet Brian Marsh, right? Brian Marsh is this dude with the mustache giving Catherine Danforth the old rape eyes. He's just like staring at her, dude.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's like, I wonder what her skin feels like. Because there's not like a smile. There's not like, oh, she's cute. He's just kind of got this like blank stare. And I'm like, dude, like, I mean, I've been there before, man. I've seen some chicks that just knock me on my ass. But there's something about the way that John Carpenter shoots stuff that looks so fucking good. Like, and there's like, I don't know, especially when you're watching it. And then literally, like I'm watching right now, it says John Carpenter's The Thing, and the person on the bike rolls up. As that person goes around the corner, here comes Brian into the shot. I'm like, oh my God, he just gives the scene so much room to breathe. And it
right.
The shot is so unconventional. It's like from the knees up. I'm like, this is so crazy, but it looks so good. But she's hot as hell, by the way. I don't care. I don't care if she has a fucking ginger mullet. She's fucking hot.
Ginger mullet. Oh, dude, don't worry. We'll get into the mullets of this movie. There's a guy.
Dude, I will say this guy is in. I got to hand it because and that's another thing. Like we're big on movies. We're big on entertainment. We're also big on going to the gym. We've been trying to. You and I both, and Matt as well. All been trying to like get healthy, go back to the gym, do
Still
stuff.
Fat as shit, but
yeah, same here. Yeah, I fucking had General Tso's chicken for dinner. I don't give a shit. So I've been going to the gym and stuff. And I just like really appreciate it now when you see somebody who's in really good shape in a movie. And I'm like, that guy is in ridiculously good shape. Like, I got to give it to him. He's in like a tip top shape for this fucking movie. Maybe I get pop a couple of drinks into me. I'm a little lonely, kind of see where it goes from here.
Bop, 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 Dude, I gotta tell you, and look, maybe it's a little soon for this joke, but I don't care. Brian Marsh, he looks like a white cop from Minneapolis. Dude, he's got the perfect hair, full mustache. Yes. He's got the blue jeans, man. Like
he looks like he would be on the pilot episode of Cops, like the early 90s, late 80s, like type shit. No, he definitely does. Shit. He definitely has that like Blue Lives Matter sticker on the back of his car. Like absolutely. Like there's something about him.
For sure.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like John Carpenter gets some shit because he does cast some like machismo stereotypical males like in the lead of stuff. And he does. I mean, it's like, I think the king of doing stuff where you have a strong female character is like James Cameron, obviously being married to Catherine Bigelow. And, I think he has a lot of respect for women in like horror, sci-fi kind of like genre, where I think that, I don't know, I definitely, I can see a little bit of valid criticism when it comes to John Carpenter on this, because have you ever seen John Carpenter's Vampires with James Woods?
No, he directed that a couple of years after this, I believe.
Good God almighty, Zoheb. The guy's name is Jack Crow. And he wears all black, and he like has a black leather jacket and a black T-shirt tucked into black jeans.
James Woods does?
James Woods is a vampire hunter with like Ricardo Baldwin, whichever fucking Baldwin it is. It's like the 8th Baldwin down. I don't know which one it is. But it's not a terrible movie, and it's actually kind of cool. Like they hunt vampires for the Vatican. It is so fucking cheesy bad, dude. It's so like, It's one of the only movies I loved as a kid of Carpenter. And as I watch it as an adult now, I do not own it. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm not good. I don't really want to watch John Carpenter's Vampires.
That's the one that I heard along with Ghosts of Mars. That are John Carpenter's really two big duds, right?
I have not seen Ghost of Mars, but just from the look of it, it even looks kind of like, I don't know.
Cheesy.
Like, right. It doesn't look great, but getting back to this movie, like there's so many good shots, like when they first open up in the classroom, and it's like, again, his choices are so good and brave and bold and large. Like the shot of the priest, he goes all the way on the backside of the waterfall, and you see all the scenery. We cut to the classroom, and he's all the way back in the corner getting this huge shot of the classroom. And I'm like, man, I miss when they made movies like this, because everything feels so close and tight now. And I don't feel like we get a lot of room to breathe in like modern cinema. I don't know. That's just me.
No, I kind of just wish there was. I agree. Like it seems very like of its time, very 80s, early 90s. But yeah, I totally agree. Whenever a director, and look, I just watched Midsummer, directed by Ari Aster. Midsummer has some crazy shots where, because Ari Aster's not really a fan of close-ups. He has shots where, you see the entire character's body, like down to their feet. They're just having a conversation, standing still in one spot. And I'm just like, that seems so unique these days that it's just so, it's kind of refreshing, and it's unsettling at the same time, because Midsummer's a horror movie. So, yeah. Right.
Well, same thing with like Hereditary and Get Out. They have a lot of these scenes where they just show you how small the person is in this huge background and like the surroundings of everything. It's like, oh man, like It really gives you that feeling of just being overwhelmed without actually, show, don't tell,
Absolutely. A good director's like really, like they can make use of their entire environment for sure.
Right.
So we get Donald Pleasance as the priest. He's notified of the passing of the old man. Donald Pleasance, right? Regular of John Carpenter, played Dr. Loomis in Halloween, right? And Victor Wong as Professor Byrak. What have you seen Victor Wong in?
Tremors, man. He'll always be the shop owner from Tremors, man. And now he is in Big Trouble in Little China, but I haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China.
Neither have I.
Shockingly enough, I've never seen Escape from New York or Escape from L.A., Big Trouble in Little China, or Assault on Precinct 13. But so I know, like, it sucks because a lot of people are like, wait, you haven't seen any of those, but you love In the Mouth of Madness. I'm like, I know, like, trust me, I know. But they're on the bucket list for sure. But I I know that, I know that he uses, that's one thing actually that I read was going and doing this independently. He just went back to a lot of his staples because he knew that he would get away with kind of paying them a little bit less. Be like, hey, this is going to be fun. And they're like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm down. I think that's also a sign of a good director, that your regulars are like, I don't care if I make less money. I'll fucking do it. Let's go.
Right. Apparently he had a really bad time on Big Trouble in Little China with the studio. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go direct an independent film. After this, he did They Live. I haven't seen They Live. I heard good things.
I haven't seen that either. God damn, man.
That one also has a cult following. I actually have seen Escape from New York, so I have one up on you. Yeah. Dude, tell you what I haven't seen, and this is going to blow your mind, and maybe you already know this. It's going to blow a lot of listeners' minds. They're probably going to, unsubscribe.
I know.
I have not seen Halloween.
That's so fucked up, dude. I will say trade in. And here's the thing is, like, The Thing is still my favorite out of all of his stuff, but the modern moviegoer, like, that's insane to have seen In the Mouth of Madness, all the whole Apocalypse trilogy, and not seen the fucking Michael Grizzard is like throwing up and spinning in his future grave,
Michael.
dude.
I'm so sorry.
Grizz that's like Grizz's favorite movie, dude. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean man, shit. I watched that on fucking VHS back in the day. Oh my god. Don't get me wrong.
I will watch it eventually. But
that's got to be one of the Halloween picks. Now it's got to be the Halloween pick.
Exactly. There we go. But I mean, look, it's been ruined for me already. Like when you live in pop culture and you consume as many film podcasts as I do, it gets ruined. But again, look, I'm more than happy to check it out. But dude, I know Victor Wong as the grandpa of the Three Ninjas. That's how I know him.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I haven't seen that in like 20 years.
Right. Dude, I'm watching this movie and my brother walks downstairs. He's like, oh, shit, it's a grandpa from Three Ninjas.
See, I always get Three Ninjas swapped up with Surf Ninjas. Yeah. That was a big movie. Surf Ninjas was like, oh, my God. Like, I think that's the one with Rob Schneider, I think.
Kill me. But yeah, look, dude, we see the ants gathering nearby, right? Like, there's this whole thing about bugs and insects that are attracted to the kind of power of like the church or the Satan. I don't know, dude.
Whatever that means, I have no idea.
Whatever that means, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, animals and shit like know what's going on before humans. I guess I think that's what it's trying to show.
I don't know. My only thing is like I could see that with like a cat or a dog or something, but it's like it's bugs because they're gross. And it's like that doesn't help me at all. Like. Yeah, exactly. That's basically the whole, like, look at it, it's gross, isn't it? It's like, well, ants are actually a valuable part of our ecosystem, and we kind of need them. And I'm like, not really grossed out by this. I don't know. I get it though. It's kind of like all the dark, gritty, like, look at these worms. Ooh, look at them. Like, well, actually, no. We kind of need every part of this, thing to live.
You're fucking. I just imagine you sitting down. The Marvel logo plays, and then you're watching Ant-Man, and you're like, well, actually, fucking ants are fucking a valuable part of our ecosystem. So, they actually heroic,
right? They actually work in a large cluster together. One cannot outweigh the many. Blah blah.
Oh shit!
The guy who explains every movie literally in the theater, and he stands up and see right here. This is actually not very accurate. Just talking
That's
over
awesome.
the movie.
Barak talks to his students about truth in the flesh, tangible objects, time being narrow, cause precedes effect. We born, we age, we die. The reverse never happens. And I'm just like, obviously.
Duh. If this were like a theoretical philosophy class, then I could understand that. If this were like, hey, we're just kind of chasing our tails, that's cool. But I'm like, you have to, it's kind of like in Princess Bride, like, and in your studies, you must know that man is mortal. And I'm like, you had to study to know that? Like,
you needed to know that time, that we don't die and then we're born. You needed to actually go and like enroll in a class and
yeah.
You're like, what? Like, okay. All right, cool. All right, movie. What class is this? What are they studying? Philosophy? But it can't be philosophy because it's science related.
Right. It's something, because they're all doing like theoretical, like physics. That's why they're there. But there is something where, because he says to what's her guy? I'm not even going to act like I know her name. Catherine. He says to Catherine, like, wait, you do like philosophy? Like he wants physicists or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he says. But yeah, it's something. Let me see here. and his students, blah blah blah. I have no idea. I know it's I guess they're not. I guess they're not philosophers because they're not down there with like philosophy equipment measuring stuff. So I guess it's kind of
philosophy equipment.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh shit. The priest is at St. Goddard's Church in what looks like downtown LA, right? He stands at the front gate for a while before deciding to head in. Opens the big old steel door. Brian looks up, notices the full moon before giving Catherine more rape eyes. Yay. Priest sends a message to Barak saying that he wants him to come to the church with utmost urgency. There's a phenomenon. And then we see for a third time Brian giving Catherine the rape eyes. Like this, okay, dude, we get 3 instances of him giving the rape eyes before we get, like, directed by John Carpenter.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the funny thing is like, because I think when they're actually, because I think we're coming up on it when they actually like sit down together. Is that where we're at? Where they actually sit down outside, or am I skipping ahead?
I don't know.
Well, the funny, like,
jump to it, dude.
No, the hilarious part is when he's just kind of like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a sexist, proud and acknowledged. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Right. Which it is pretty, I think, I mean, he's making a joke. I get it. That's pretty funny. I understand. But no, yeah, it's kind of this thing of like, this almost seems like the, like Dahmer on Spring Break, like type movie. It's just like, dude, he's just like following this person the whole time. I'm like, what is going to happen here, man? Just go up and be like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, I don't know. It is a little repetitive.
Hi, how was your day? Like, speak to women. Speak to a person. Oh, Jesus.
Right. Be like, hey, nice shoes. Want to fuck? It's like there's a lot of different stuff you can do,
That's some confidence right there.
Yeah.
Barak meets with the priest. He tells Barak the old man left a diary and that they need help. The priest begs. And then, boom. Written by Martin Quatermass.
Yeah. I was like, huh? I've never heard that name before.
All right, Johnny boy. And then directed by John Carpenter. End of credits, right? 10 minutes 46. More ant gatherings as Brian watches TV. Yay. Barak and the priest investigate the church. He was the guardian priest. He lived there for 30 years. Once a week would venture out for food and open the door every day for 30 years. And I'm just like, already I have so many questions. Like, I do like the way he sets this up. Like, there's just, like, in the first, 11, 12 minutes, there's just like, okay, what? I have a lot of questions. Not all of them are going to be answered, but, I still have a lot of questions, It's a pretty good setup. And that's why, this is when I messaged you, and I was like, dude, this movie's kick-ass. Like, this movie's pretty kick-ass.
Well, this is very like Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, that final night of the Templar who waits. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's cool. I dig the very last, Watchman, the Last Guardian. I love that kind of shit.
Absolutely, for sure. The Brotherhood of Sleep knew about this, right? Even the Vatican didn't know about this. And I'm just like, well, the Vatican is blind to a lot of things.
Yeah, right? I was going to say.
See the Spotlight episode for more information, guys.
Yeah, exactly. The Brotherhood of Sleep sounds like a quartet Bill Cosby was part of.
Oh shit!
That's on the line. It's like the Brotherhood of Sleep is not a good name for any kind of group. Like that's I don't know. Like there's nothing about like. I don't know. It conjures up all of the worst things for me.
Dude, I guarantee you, if Bill Cosby was in the Brotherhood of Sleep, man, the jury would convict immediately.
Well, and it's not good when you're like, hey, there's a priest who lived all alone with a secret in his basement, and he was part of the Brotherhood of Sleep. I'm like, no.
Oh, shit.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Hey, Ken Tomlin, we hope you're enjoying this episode. You asked for this.
How do you did this to yourself?
You did this to yourself and so many other listeners. So here you go. Now you got to wait another two goddamn weeks for a new episode. Creepy basement, right? Candles and shit. Apparently this church basement is actually in a big kind of like rundown building in Long Beach that used to be like a ballroom. It was falling apart during production, and the cast and crew had to sign waivers stating that they wouldn't sue if anyone was injured. God, dude.
You can't build something like that. It looks so good. Like, it's such a good... Because this is kind of like a 3-piece. Like, the church is a real place, but then the downstairs is somewhere different, and the hallways are actually a set. And I was like, dude, they do a pretty good job, like, of making this all seem coherent.
Cohesive,
Right. It did hit a point where going through this thing where I was like, are we in a church? Are we in like the Overlook Hotel? Because this place is getting bigger and bigger by like the scene. But
dude,
they do a pretty good job. It does feel pretty good.
Absolutely. And look, man, when you walk into a basement and there's just so many crucifixes, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're just like, what is happening up in
Candles
here?
everywhere.
Yeah. We see the tank with the ectoplasm in it. I'm going to call it ectoplasm. Look, I don't have any other word for it. And like, ectoplasm, Ghostbusters, whatever, supernatural shit, the devil's semen, I don't give a shit. I'm going to call it fucking ectoplasm. The book is in different languages with numbers, distorted over the years, according to the priest. It's a secret that can no longer be kept, and a change in the earth and the sky started a month ago. It's his power. We learn a bit more about Schrodinger's cat, right? It's kind of like one of those, it's like that saying, right? If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's hearing it, did it actually fall? Like, that's kind of what I had. Schrodinger's cat, actually, the first time I heard about that whole concept was Big Bang Theory. Like, it's an interesting idea, and it's totally philosophical. But again, it's just like, well, I mean, the cat's there. Like, if you put a cat in the box, you put a cat in the box. I mean, like, it doesn't disappear just because, you know, you close the box, whatever the fuck, you know, like this is also how I approach the tree falling in the woods. And like, I get it. Like, this is how you're supposed to evaluate someone's mental state and the way they think, right? Like, like if like you're supposed to answer, you know, if the tree falls in the wood and nobody hears it, did it actually fall? And if someone says yes, and they're a bit more of a, I guess, a literal person, you know, they're a bit more evidentiary. They rely on things that they see and not really believe, kind of like one of those things, right? What's your answer to that question, by the way? If a tree falls in the woods, nobody hears it, did it actually fall?
If a tree falls, that's where the whole thing splits,
yeah.
where it's like, well, the whole thing is, how can you, I don't know, it just ends up being a reverse where it's like, so if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, did the tree really fall? It's like, well, yes, just because you're not there, I mean, doesn't mean that, you know, shit never happened. You know, it's like there's plenty of shit that happened that we were not there for, but somebody, you know, it's kind of like, you know, how many times you have a dog that, like dogs are big on like when they, depressing, but when dogs like die, a lot of dogs like to go and like be by themselves. Like, they don't want to be surrounded by family and shit like that. So just because that animal is like dying and no one's around, that animal's still dying. like it's still happening, whether or not somebody's there. So I would say I'm more of like the literal person to be like, yeah, it's still happening. I get it. The event doesn't have somebody witnessing it there, but I don't know. It almost strikes me as like self-centered to be like, well, if somebody didn't see it, it didn't happen. It's like, oh yeah, because that just, you know, that had to, you know, of course, you know, it has to be witnessed. Pixar, it didn't happen.
I think, I mean, like, and like the Schrodinger's cat thing is interesting because it's kind of like a microcosm for the whole movie. It's like the faith versus the technology. Let's prove this shit kind of thing, right? Like, that's what this is all about. Walter and Catherine get to class and find the other students there saying that there's no class, but Byrak needs them for something, I think, right? I mean, like, I wrote that note pretty late, so I don't really know if that's what they tell him. But I mean, like, I know that Byrak kind of like, I know Byrak like briefs them a bit later on. Brian and Catherine talk. Brian's a confirmed sexist and proud of it. And he can't figure out Catherine, right? Like, he's trying his moves, he's trying all of it, like everything he's got, and he can't get a foothold.
Good God, she is beautiful, man. There's just something like, I don't know what it is that like, and I was watching this with Lindsay and I was like, what an interesting looking, like,
right. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Right. Like, not only is she absolutely gorgeous, like, she's almost like, you could pass her off as like, if you had to do a movie where she was like Jodie Foster's cousin, I could definitely see that. Like,
yes.
But she's got this Southern charm. She's from Arkansas, and she's got this Southern charm like down to a T. And I was like, dude, I think it struck with me because obviously being from Tennessee. But there's something just very interesting, almost like oh God, what is that? Ted Turner's fucking wife. Oh my God, that's gonna drive me crazy. She's on Jane Fonda. She always has this like Jane Fonda like kind of look to her that I was like, you are a strikingly beautiful woman who just looks nothing like, I mean, contemporaries like her. And it sucks because I wish her career. I have seen her in Great Balls of Fire, the Jerry Lee Lewis movie. Yeah, please, do you know who Jerry Lee Lewis is? Okay. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. You never heard? Wow. Yeah. That he is a well-renowned pedophile / musician. But he like, she plays his I guess like cousin's wife or something like that. I don't know, but I had only seen her in one or two things. Like, man, that sucks because she's really good. I wish she'd been in a little bit more before she died.
I mean, look, if we're going to reduce ourselves to our basest instincts, then I'm going to have to go with Susan. You know, radiologist, glasses, as she's referred to 3 times in this movie.
Yes, yes. She's. I mean, there's definitely not an unattractive woman in this movie, but that's the. It's so funny because you look at these like knockout, intelligent, beautiful, smart,
Even
confident
Lisa,
women. Right, yeah. And then you look over and there's just like this guy picking fucking crust out of his belly button wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And you're like, Jesus Christ, man.
Shit.
After Brian, it's Slim Pickens. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, dude, 100%. I mean, Brian, and then it's like, Byrak?
Byrak, yeah. I guess I'm gonna fuck Leahy next.
Dude, you know what this whole movie, like the setup of this reminds me of? And I actually had to double check to make sure that Scary Movie 2 was not making fun of this.
I was gonna say,
because I had to double check. I was like, is Scary Movie 2 aping this movie? But they're actually aping the setup for The Haunting. So I was like,
yeah.
Right. I mean, like, it's basically the same setup. Like, you know, teacher like lures the students out, but like the teacher in that movie, I guess has a more sinister plan, right?
Right. Well, he deceives them into like thinking that it's actually like it's supposed to be manufactured. They don't know there's real ghosts. I actually love that movie, and it's so bad, but I love it because it's just like one of the first like haunted house movies I really got into when I was a kid. But yeah, that Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones. I can't remember her name. She's so fucking good. She's the mom in The Conjuring, and she's in like 4 Rooms. She's in a bunch of shit. She's really good. But yeah, that movie's a little bit. It's. But no, you're exactly right. It's extremely similar to this, except Byrak is Tim Curry in Scary Movie 2. That's it.
Right. Have we met?
Yeah. Yeah. What would happen if you two were to sleep together?
Yes.
It's like Tim Curry is like my favorite everything, dude. He's my spirit animal.
Him,
I love Tim Curry.
Fucking love him, dude. Like
he turned down Dumbledore. Did you read this the other day?
What?
That Tim Curry turned down Dumbledore?
There's a lot of Harry Potter shit flying around, like I seen down in Radcliffe, like, but like I don't. Yeah, what? Dumbledore?
I heard that. Now I saw something that was funny where he said that he had turned down Dumbledore, and then when somebody clicked on the link, they're like, "This is just a link to Black Lives Matter," and he was like, and he was like, I don't know if he was just trying to like raise awareness just to be, you know, like con people into it, but I mean, let me see here. I finally decided to. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It might not be 100% true because he's turned down some pretty big shit. I mean, Tim Curry was huge back in the day. But I don't know. It could have just been like a joke or something like that. But that's just something that I was reading that I was like, he really turned down fucking Dumbledore.
Well, I mean, like after Richard Griffiths died, like they were looking for someone to replace him, obviously. So, yeah, that's wild.
Well, you know, they went to Ian McKellen. And Ian McKellen was like, Richard actually hated me as an actor. So Ian McKellen was like, I just thought it would be really disrespectful to do it. But yeah, no, I'm going to do some fact checking while you're talking.
Yeah, do it. I can't imagine Tim Curry as Dumbledore. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Right.
Oh, shit. Oh,
have a lovely day.
Oh, shit. That's wild, dude. Voldemort. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, where the fuck are we in this movie, dude? Oh shit, sorry, Ken, we are way all over this fucking thing. Okay. Byrak explains the tasks, right? He says that there'll be other departments joining them, and he's not specifically telling them what they're going to be doing. So why go at that point, right? I'm just like, why? What are you doing?
Okay, now here we go. I clicked on, I don't know if this is Tim Curry's real Twitter or not. There could be somebody's, you know, whatever. As soon as you click on the link, it just says support black people, black women and people in the LGBT community. It's just like an article to support. And I was like, that is fucking amazing if he's like trolling people, like tricking them into like, this is a good way to con people into it.
That's awesome. Byrak spots a homeless person with ants on her face acting weird, right? Stubborn faith and common sense allows his deception, says the priest. We want the outside world convinced. That's why they need Byrak. Well, he wants the outside world convinced. That's why they need Byrak. Turns out Brian's persistence pays off because he asked Catherine for a cup of coffee and boom, cut to them in bed. Just like a hard cut to them in bed.
Yeah. Oh, I love when he goes outside. That shot of like the eclipse is a fucking matte painting.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
So good. So fucking good.
I'm 100% sure that what got the yes from Catherine was the mustache and the blue jeans combo for sure, right? Like that was
that and like having probably like 7% body fat helps too, because he's in like ridiculously good shape. I'm just saying his ass looks good in a pair of khakis. I couldn't help but notice.
Dude he looks like peak Chuck Norris, like back in the day.
Yeah. He looks like, you might not know who this is, Tom Atkins. He was in like Night of the Creeps and Creep Show and Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Like he has this like Tom Atkins like kind of vibe. He was in a lot of shit. Tom Atkins is really big, but he's in like a lot of shit that was not like really, really, really big, except for like Creep Show, I guess. But Halloween 3 is pretty good, but it doesn't even have Michael Myers in it. Like watch it knowing it's not a Michael Myers movie. It's stupid. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because that's when they decided, all right, we're going to go anthology, and that didn't really work. So they're like, well, let's bring Michael Myers back.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, that's so
bad. In the alleyway, we see Alice Cooper staring off into the sky with a bunch of other homeless men, right?
Cool.
Looks like there's going to be an eclipse. Cooper is in this because his manager produced the film, apparently.
Yeah, and that's cool. I like the fact that it's like, but he seems just like right at home in this. There's nothing odd about it. Like, it's kind of like, oh, right? Cool. Right, yeah.
I mean, dude, he stabbed someone with a bicycle in this.
Right, that's fucking metal as fuck.
Come on,
Nathan
dude.
Explosion, like, that's so fucking cool.
Right. Everyone starts moving in, introducing themselves. Like, this is a big whole sequence. We meet this guy, Leahy, right? Wants to know what they're doing here. Byrak gives him nothing. And I guess Victor Wong's, like, walking away as Leahy introduces himself was unscripted. Because Leahy's like legitimately confused in that scene. That's pretty good. I love when that shit kind of happens, dude. Like the other actor is completely confused what one actor is doing, and the director happens to capture it on camera and uses it in the final cut. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's something very genuine about is it Peter Jason or Jason Peter? I can't remember his fucking name.
Jason.
Peter Jason. Yeah, that I actually really like. There's something very. Like, he seems like the everyman in a lot of stuff. He seems like the person you would have to convince, like, what do you mean there's ghosts? You know, it's like, he seems like that kind of guy, but I love him. He's great. I always get this really good, like, feeling when he's around. I don't know what it is. I like him as an actor a lot. He's been in a lot of shit. He was like in Fallout 2. He was one of the voice actors in that. He's done a lot of shit. And I was like, looking him up. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I've always just thought, oh yeah, it's the coach from Arachnophobia.
Yeah, just like, I'm sure I've seen him in something. Like, I mean, like, honestly, if I Googled him, I'm sure I'd find something. But like, when you said he looks like Meatloaf, I can't get Meatloaf out of my head.
Right. Well, and I also love, you're watching a Carpenter flick when somebody busts out cigarettes in like the first 25 minutes. I was like, dude, he's such a heavy smoker, John Carpenter.
Absolutely. He looks
I'm
like
amazed.
Death. He looks
I'm amazed
like
he's still alive. I saw him in Search of Darkness, that documentary he's in a bunch.
Yeah. Nice.
And I was like, wow, you actually, for how much he smokes, like, I'm surprised how good he looks, but he just still doesn't look that good.
Right, exactly. Leahy's guy, right, looks a bit like Justin Long, like he's kind of assistant
dude,
there.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, dude. Like, that's Justin Long. Come on.
I've always said if I could mimic anybody's career, Justin Long did comedies. He did Idiocracy, Waiting, Jeepers Creepers,
Classmates with Kevin Smith. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He's
done
for like,
fuck's sake.
Yeah, action movies, comic books, podcasts. Like, he does so much cool shit that I'm like, dude, he just seems like a cool motherfucker, man. I think I'd really like Justin Long. He seems really nice.
He can't seem to escape the shadow of being the Apple guy. Like, do you remember he was like in those Apple ads?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
fuck,
dude.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. This guy Frank with the mullet, dude, that sweet mullet. Holy shit, is that mullet sweet. It's so 80s, dude. Okay, we meet Calder, and I'm like, shit, there's a black guy. Well, he's dead, right? It's the fucking 80s.
I knew as soon as I saw Justin Long pop up, I was like, that dude is fucking gonna die first. Because I know John Carpenter won't kill the black guy off. He'll die at some point, but he won't, but saying that and like he's...
Right, it's the nerdy research assistant who's dead, for sure.
Right. I'm like, well, usually, the black guy always dies in a horror movie, but Keith David in The Thing, I got to give him that.
Yeah.
Keith David also was doing the voice of Spawn for Mortal Kombat. I didn't realize that.
Nice.
It's fucking, dude. They got Peter Weller from RoboCop. They got Schwarzenegger and Keith David. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, that's so cool, man.
Dude, Keith David, like, speaking out about the whole Black Lives Matter thing. Like his words have been so powerful, man. Like I've seen The Rock, put out some words and shit, but I'm all about Keith David, man. Like I love Keith David.
The two people that it was Keith David and something Schwarzenegger posted from like 2017 where he's talking about, he was like people who were like neo-Nazis and Confederates. He's like, that your heroes are losers. He's like, you fight for a lost cause. I was like, damn, dude, that's so badass. Like to hear that in that thick ass German accent.
Oh, totally. Walter's pissed because he had a date tonight, right? I fucking love Walter. Walter's hilarious throughout this whole movie. We have Lisa, who starts to decipher the book. Priest runs into the homeless woman. It's so wonderful what you're doing, Father, opening the church again, and then she's got the maggots in the cup. Yikes.
I can't go past the joke where he's like, I really can't believe this is happening. I had a date with this beautiful young trial attorney from Central City. Oh right. Yeah, where were you taking him? My brother used to do that shit to me all the time. Be like, fuck you, dude. That's so fucking funny, man. I'm sorry.
No, please. I mean, hey, it was funny, right? So, Priest shows them the underground tank. He's gaining strength. And then you get the worms in the window. Dude, that shit, that was, all the bug shit. Not so much the beetles, not so much the ants. It's the slimy shit that fucking freaks me out. It's the maggots, it's the worms. I remember, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, whatever. I was scrolling in my Facebook feed, and it was just one of those shock videos. Someone had the skin on their knee removed, right? And underneath the skin were maggots, just maggots crawling under the skin, and that is that stuck with me. That gave me nightmares because just the whole bugs in the bodily orifice shit, yuck.
People with flies that lay eggs in their ears and shit like that.
Shit, dude. That
dude,
shit.
I could watch kickboxers break their legs all day long, but if I watch somebody cut a fucking bug out of your leg because something swam up your piss hole in a river, and I'm like, oh god, dude, that.
Dude, we do vomit noises in every fucking episode. Rest in peace, headphone users. But again, I love the music as all this plays out, right? As they're meeting each other. And Kelly doesn't understand why they're not taking direct samples off the lid of the thing. And as Kelly backs off, she visibly hits her elbow on a piece of equipment. I actually missed that the first time. I was like, what? Okay, she said she bumped her elbow, and that's how she got the bruise, but I didn't see it. And I saw it in the second go around. But yeah, you definitely see her bump into that monitor there. Lisa uncovers some wild shit in the book about the Prince of Darkness who deceiveth the world, right? Foreshadow as Walter watches Looney Tunes or whatever this cartoon is. I think it's Tom and Jerry. The devil is literally drowning this character in a pot, right?
Oh yeah. Well, and one thing I love, when they come back upstairs and they see all the worms on the window, it's a reverse shot where they're falling up. Where they actually, when you watch it, the worms are going up the window, and you're like, oh shit, that's fucking. I didn't realize it till just now, 10 seconds ago. I was like, oh my god, they're actually it's a reverse shot. They do a lot of
they do
really cool
with the dripping water going up.
Yes,
yeah.
A lot of it's just basic fucking punk rock simple effects. It's that's cool, making. Man. I really dig that.
Kelly tells Walter about schizophrenics. She's worried about the people standing outside. Walter notices a bruise, and she says, probably just nerves, right? I used to bruise all the time. Doctor just said it was just homosexual panic. What?
What cracks me up is she's like, okay, so here's the thing. These people are schizophrenic. And I'm like, whoa. We're just jumping to schizophrenic.
She just assumed it.
I like how this theoretical philosopher physics person is a psychiatrist and can diagnose. It's like the guys who slap people on the forehead and they're like, healed. She just diagnoses people on spots you're OCD, you're schizophrenic. She's just pointing left and right.
Did you just assume my mental state, bro?
Lady, you can't diagnose a bruise. Why are you calling people schizophrenic? I don't understand that. It's a big jump.
As Justin Longhead heads home, he gets trapped in this alley and meets his fate, right? Crucified pigeon is wild. That's some wild shit.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. That is really fucking nuts.
He gets stabbed by Alice Cooper with a bike, which might be the most metal sentence I've ever said in my life. Get stabbed by Alice Cooper with a bike.
Well, the terrifying thing is when he goes to walk and he's like, whatever, looks back up the steps and they're all walking down the steps.
Dude,
like,
absolutely.
Dude, why did John Carpenter never do a zombie flick?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That would be so. I mean,
This
you
might
can
be the
argue a lot of
closest,
his
right?
shit. Right. Yeah. You can argue that a lot of that stuff is The fog in a way is very like similar to stuff like that, but like people crowding in and stuff. But he does kind of have that feeling of basically zombie film where it's that claustrophobia of like the gas cloud of Warzone just kind of closing in on you, that kind of feeling.
Don't talk to me about Warzone, dude. I'm staring at my Xbox right now. Brian tells Byrak that nothing anywhere ever is doing what it's supposed to be doing. That's a cool sentence. I love that line. Nothing anywhere ever is doing what it's supposed to be doing. That's cool. The life form is becoming something, and he questions what. 7 million years is the carbon date of the corrosion on the lid, says Susan, who becomes... Dude, 3 times in the whole movie she's referenced as radiologist, glasses.
Yeah.
She's super intrigued by it. Lisa says the container was buried somewhere in the Middle East. She warns them it's about to get wilder. By the father of Satan, a god who once walked along the earth before man, but was somehow banished to the dark side. The father buried his son inside the container, and she says someone tried to erase this section. Later, Christ comes to warn us he was of extraterrestrial ancestry, but a human-like race. Christ's disciples kept the secret and hid it from civilization until man could develop a science sophisticated enough to prove what Christ was saying. And I'm just like, yep, science in 1987, I guess.
Right. Do they ever explain why anti-God like buried the devil? Do they ever say that? Like, is it like just straight up explained? Maybe there's something I missed. Like, I assumed there was some kind of like crazy battle that he lost, and he was like, well, let's just put you into hiding so you can gain up strength or something. I don't know. It never really explained that.
No, they didn't really explain it. It's just, I guess you just need to take it as it comes. Because they're just like, by his father Satan, a god who once walked the earth before man, but was somehow banished to the dark side. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, okay, there was had to been some like battle or something.
The priest said a lie was made up for priests to push the idea that darkness lied within the hearts of men. They were salesmen, essentially. I love that. I actually really like that element of it, dude. Like the whole, we are tasked to keep this eternal secret, and we are a guardian. We are the guardians of this ancient evil, and we cannot tell anyone. That is awesome to me. I love that concept.
Right. Well, it also explains why. I mean, just one of the big things I was critical of as somebody who grew up in a Christian household is like, dude, there were like giants and monsters and destruction and shit in the Bible. Like, what the fuck happened? Miracles and, parting of seas. Like, what the fuck happened? So it's kind of interesting to be like, yes, this stuff still does exist. Like, a lot of that stuff just, went the way of, went the way of like the saber-tooth tiger. It's not there anymore. It's gone. It's extinct. But here is something that has been contained that's still a part of that. It's like a part of history. And I like that. The fact that, like, yes, there is just like a straight up, fucking Sauron who just walks the wastelands of the desert and can actually like turn your heart to black as coal. Like, I was like, that's just so fucking like interesting to be like, whoa, there's just something out there that just walks the earth, and its purpose is to be just the anti of just like, the void, just the blackness of that void of like just this ever going. I don't know. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, it's a wild theory, dude. I've always that whole existential dread, right? Like that's fucking awesome. Susan edges closer to the tank. The water from the lid is dripping upward until it pisses in her face. There's a lot of face pissing in this movie.
Well, I was like, man, this made me think of a time when like squirting was a big thing, and I was just like the internet was just like rampant for squirting. And I was a 14-year-old with the internet. Fuck me, right? Because nobody else was when I was 14. That's why I was watching these videos. It just made me laugh so hard because it comes out later that like now that's like, yeah, that's basically people like pissing on each other. And I was like, oh, dude. That's so funny. But like, yes, watching this, it just made me laugh so hard because that's the first thing I thought of. It's just like, dude. What would be hilarious is the shot of her hitting her in the mouth, and there's just like this. Like something off camera would be so fucking funny, man. I'd die.
I guarantee someone's dubbed this somewhere, right?
Right. Somebody's cut this audio somewhere.
Oh, for sure. Brian says the container let off a burst of energy. Walter wants to know whether Byrak and Brian are taking this seriously. I love that like everything shit starts to go sideways very quickly and all at the same time. And I love that about this movie, you know? Like we get this like really, really long intro, and then we get really, really long, you know, intro of people meeting each other, you know, becoming acquainted, whatever. And then like when shit happens, it all happens at once. And I really, really dig that.
Dude, holy shit. So I'm reading about Jameson Parker, who's the lead in this. On October 1st of 1992, Parker was shot in the left armpit and the right arm by a neighbor during a verbal altercation. He made he made a full recovery, and the neighbor was convicted of attempted murder and sentenced to 9 years in prison. Holy shit.
Wow.
And
It's because
dude,
like he looks like a fucking cop, right? I mean, like he probably,
Right,
like, the neighbor's like, I'm over here fucking growing weed and shit, and I got this cop next to me, so.
Dude, the crazy part is that's like 91, 92. His biography, like his filmography is like 91, 91, 91, 92, 93, 93, 94, 95, 95, 95. I'm like, dude, the guy, it barely slowed the guy down. Like,
Wow.
whoa, that's fucking crazy, man. That's so interesting, man. I don't know. That just blew my mind. I was like, you know, pussy.
Mind-directed energy, says Brian, right? But Byrak doesn't want him to tell anyone yet, not until they can prove it. Walter
love that.
Yeah. Let's keep a lid on this, right?
That's me to a T. Like, show me what it is not before I can tell you what it is.
For sure. Let's not cause a panic, right? Walter spots Susan in the hallway. She stands incredibly creepy-like, right? Like, but Walter doesn't, dude. Walter right now is being like every character in every horror movie ever, right? Like he ignores the obvious signs that something's wrong.
Dude, this shot is not only him walking down this hallway by himself is just terrifying, but her just a little left of center.
To the left.
Like,
yeah.
and oh my fucking God, dude. Like that shot where he's like, oh yeah, you missed a big history lesson. God damn, that is terrifying, dude. And that's what's so great about it is the suspense and the terror is built up not by, I mean, we know obviously as the audience, but the fact that even if we had not seen her, like, you know, like piss mouth thing, like even if we had not seen that, this would still be like something's fucking wrong.
Absolutely.
Something is very fucking wrong. And I even thought the same thing when he goes into the room and he opens up the cooler and he's like, well, she's just staring out the window. I was like, okay, she's turned into something as well.
Right. And I wish, honestly, like a part of me wishes that we didn't see Susan like getting pissed on.
Right.
Like I wish we kind of like, you know, saw her approaching the thing and then like we see like, you know, we cut to this, like where she's kind of like, you know, just standing there on a bit to the left and just like creepily looking at Walter. Like I wish we kind of like didn't see like the inciting incident. Like that would have been so much more like what the fuck is going on. And again, I really like what you said about like her being like left of frame, because this is something that John Carpenter does really well. Is like he's really aware of like the rule of thirds in film, like in cinematography, when, you know, like the audience's attention mostly when a scene cuts, like their eyes will immediately go to the center of the screen. Like that is like that is something they teach you in film school, right? Like Matt, I'm pretty sure Matt knows about this, but they teach you that, you know, the audience member is supposed to look straight at the middle of the screen, and then they'll look at the peripherals, like the outside of what's going on. Like towards the edges of the frame. So like having her a bit to the left and not in the center of the frame just adds so much to like the whole unsettlingness of it, right? Like it's so unsettling.
Well, and I think a master class in exactly what you're talking about is Mike Flanagan's Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, dude.
Like, dude.
Yes.
Whoa. Like that shit is like, I didn't like love how that show ended. I thought it was pretty good, but I was like the whole time watching it now, you'll see something you didn't see before and be like,
dude.
Whoa, fuck. Like, oh man, it's good.
I remember the first time I spotted one, and like at this point I didn't know that like every episode had a few ghosts in the background watching the characters. So I was like, is that a face? Is that someone watching them? And like, I cannot tell you how much that fucking creeped me out, dude. Like, I was like, whoa. Yeah. And then I Googled it, and it was like, here's a list of like, you know, like all the ghosts in Mike Flanagan's.
It becomes like I Spy.
Yeah. I actually really want to go through that show again. That was so good, and I can't wait for.
Yeah, me too.
I can't wait for the sequel series. He's doing, I think it's The Haunting of Bly Manor. I think that's the next kind of like season Like it's more of an anthology, but yeah. Where are we? Anyone ever tell you that you could pass for Asian? What?
What the fuck? It's A, what the fuck? B, is she not Asian?
Yeah, that's what I said, right? I mean, like, is he being sarcastic? Because I was like, and then I was like, wait, is she Latino? But no, she's not Latino. She's Asian.
Right. Well, I was like, is he being a dick trying to say, like, you're acting like a white person? Like,
Right.
I was like, what is he?
Because
like,
he offers her the drink, and then she says no. And then he says, anyone ever tell you could pass for Asian? Is he hitting on her?
Right. Because this is Lisa. Her name is Ann Yin. And I was like, okay, no, definitely Asian. I was like, definitely Asian.
But then he also makes a comment a bit later, right? Like about like I'm sorry for calling you. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't
He
get
doubles
it.
down
I
on
was
it.
like, right. At first, I was like, maybe she is like Hispanic. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm just kind of like, but no, she's definitely Asian.
We didn't talk about this guy here that like comes in and asks like Walter where Susan is. This guy's name is Lomax, right? This is the bald guy with like the tufts of hair like on the other side. He looks like he just strolled off the back of a garbage truck. Like this guy has no business being in this movie. Like he's just like, oh, I just wandered off set, dude. Like, well, what?
This guy looks like he's one of like Jackie Gleason's terrible bodyguard from Big Lebowski. Like
yes.
There's something so like I don't know. Like, and this is another one of those characters. I'm like, don't need it, cut it out.
Right.
You know, it's
Thank
like you can merge him and Peter Jason or Peter Jackson, whatever the hell his name is. You can merge him and Leahy. You know, like you can merge a lot of these people together. That it's just not necessary. It starts to feel like cannon fodder. You know, it starts to feel like we need people to get killed off. But you can still. I mean, I don't know. Because how many people? It's like 4, 5, or 6 people that actually get like turned.
Right.
Like at the end, but I was like,
5.
still,
yeah,
yeah. And I was like, I don't know. I just didn't need all these people, and he's definitely one of them. Where I was like, don't need it. Bye.
Yeah, right. I mean, like we don't need like the camera assistant. Like, I mean, he looks like fucking someone who just strolled off. He looks like a crew member. Like,
yeah, for real. He's just like dusting the Funyuns off his shirt. Like, oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Hey guys, I just came back from the catering, and John Carpenter's like, get in this seat, get in there.
Yeah.
Oh man. Brian tells Catherine that there's more to it, right? Like that there's some kind of power directed outward, a controlled force. It's reaching out, influencing, changing things, moving objects by thought. I guess the cat's out of the bag, right? The dude kept the secret for like 18 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
Like this, that's a power of the puss. That's a power of the puss.
I'll tell the person I'm shoving my dick into. I'll at least tell her. Because, I've had sex twice and I'm absolutely in love with her. That's another thing that he's like, can I tell you something? She's like, tell me it in like 2 years. I was like, yes. I was like, thank you. That is exactly what I would say. Like the second time you bang somebody and they're just like, can I tell you a secret?
Oh, dude,
you're like, get the fuck away from me.
He's a stage 5 clinger. He's a stage 5 clinger, dude.
You have 52 eyelashes in your left eye and 47 in your left. I was like, all right, calm down.
Oh, shit. Lomax gets snuck up on by Susan and gets his neck snap, right? Like, very easily. Like, he's got like a dough neck, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of those where, like, when Lisa's on the computer, like, typing all crazy fast, and she just, like, I don't know. She just arms the guy in the neck and just drops him. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. It was a little just, okay.
Byrak tells the priest that every particle has an antiparticle, a mirror image. Maybe the universal mind resides in the mirror image instead of our universe. Maybe he's anti-God, bringing darkness instead of light. And the priest is pissed, right? Saying they had a responsibility to warn the rest of the world. Only the corrupt are listened to now. And they both notice that it just got colder, as if something moved through the room. Damn. That's, what do you reckon about taking a break right here, dude? I gotta take a piss, man. I'm so
yeah, same here. I gotta get some more coffee.
You've seen the giant 2-liter fucking bottle that I've been drinking, sculling away here.
Yeah, I drank like 50 ounces of water and a cup of coffee, and I'm just like, can we please kill more of these people so I can go pee? Like, I'm just waiting for this.
Beautiful, dude. I have to pee with more force than Susan mouth pisses into other people in this movie.
Yeah.
So I gotta
just you on your roof aiming at people's mouths as they go by. It's like
just fucking laughing like the anti-god. Oh right. Shit. All right, guys, we'll be right back with more. What movie are we watching? Oh yeah, Prince of Darkness. We'll be right back with
John
more Prince of
Carpenter.
Darkness.
I believe it's called John Carpenter's There Is No God.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll be back.
Right, we'll be right back. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode of Prince of Darkness, as chosen by the one and only Ken Tomlin. Strong Ken Tomlin. Thank you so much, dude, and congratulations for winning that competition. If you want to know how Ken won that competition, link up with us on our Facebook group called The After Party. That's 3 words, The After Party. That's where we post memes, news, and teasers of what's to come here on Midnight Double Feature. And then we also have our main page, which is just Midnight Double Feature. That's where we post notifications of our newest episodes. Go ahead and like that page and join our Facebook group, The After Party. We also on Instagram, which is at Midnight Double Feature, and Twitter, which is at MDF Pod. You can find our updates at any of those socials. Please, if you have any questions or updates or whatever, want to let us know how you're doing. By the way, we hope you're safe right now. It's midnightdoublefeature@gmail.com. Feel free to send us your suggestions. We would like to also please ask that you rate and review us on iTunes. You don't have to leave 5 stars, however many stars you want. Just be honest. We like constructive criticism or any kind of feedback you'd like to give us. We're a small, growing podcast that takes any kind of criticism or anything else, whatever you have to say, in stride. So we really appreciate it, guys. But look, we have a lot here at Midnight Double Feature to update you on. But we're not quite ready yet. I mean, as you heard earlier in the episode, we have our shirts that are hopefully going to go up on sale soon. They're nice and comfortable, I believe. Colin, I don't really know. I haven't received mine yet. God damn it. I'm the one that's setting all this shit up, but Colin's the one that's receiving it first. Go figure. We have a lot more that in store that we're not really ready to reveal yet because we haven't figured out the logistics, but we're hoping to announce them soon. So if you want your updates, keep it locked on our socials, and that's the first place we'll be updating you guys. So, guys, again, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and back to Prince of Darkness we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are freshly squeezed, as we like to say.
There is no God.
There is no God. We want to jump right back in to Prince of Darkness, where all hell is about to break loose. We got Calder. And I'm just going to call him Mullet. I don't care about his name. I think his name is Wyndham.
Yeah, Wyndham. I was like, okay.
Calder, Mullet, and unnamed white guy. Right? I mean, like, dude, there's this unnamed white guy. I don't know who he is. Like, whatever.
Well, first off, Wyndham is hilarious because it's like a chain of hotels around where I'm at. And there's also like a collection agency called Wyndham, like in Nashville and stuff. The guy he looks like, He looks like a more handsome version of Phil Collins, where he's like there's something about him where I'm like, this guy just screams like Phil Collins to me. I don't know why,
right.
but and what's crazy is the guy, and I'm getting their names swapped up. It's fucking me up. So Kelly is the one who becomes Pizza Face at the end.
Yeah, right. But yeah, pepperoni.
Susan's
face, yeah.
Susan's the hot one with glasses.
Yep.
The Susan married radiologist. Lisa is
the Asian
she's
chick.
one of the other chick that's taken over. Ken Wright is Lomax. Well, who the fuck is Lomax?
He's the garbage trunk guy, like the technician.
Right, he's the guy that walked.
Yeah,
right. It's like the guy who just came in to use the bathroom and just like fell ass backwards into.
Right.
So which one is Dirk Blocker? Which one is Mullins? I don't even know who the hell that is.
Yeah, that's what I was confused about. I'm like, who the fuck is Mullins?
Is that unnamed white guy?
I think that's unnamed white guy. I think that's one of the 3 guys that's outside here.
A UWG unnamed white guy. And then Jesse Lawrence Ferguson is Calder. That's the tall black dude, right?
I mean, yeah, he's easy, right? Like he's an easy.
Right. Well, dude, he's the you can say that. I can't.
Shit.
No, he is the figure coming out of the church in the visions. I was reading that. Like he's the one. Like I don't know if it's supposed to be his character.
Actor?
Or if it's the actor and like
nice.
the get ups. I don't think it's supposed to be Calder per se. It's just the actor,
right? Because it's supposed to be Catherine.
We can get into that because
okay.
I've heard some stuff where it's like it's a little bit different, but yeah. So Miami Vice over here standing out in the middle of this thing. I love the fucking what's fucked. what's hilarious is seeing a bald guy whose hairline goes all the way back to the middle of his head, and he still has hair that touches his shoulders. I'm like, that is like willfully ignorant, my friend. As one bald man to another, like willfully ignorant.
That is hefty. Mullet stays outside and he says, "This is Kaka," because that's how real people talk.
Stupid. So fucking stupid.
He sees a line of people in the shadows just staring at him. That's creepy as fuck, dude. I love the fog and just how,
yes,
looks awesome.
The hilarious part is how many times this woman stabs him.
Yeah.
It takes so long to stab this motherfucker, dude. And I'm like, please. This guy would get stabbed once and be like, bleh.
Right. Dude,
no, it seriously, it's probably like 8 or 9, 10 times.
It's overkill.
Right. Well, and the bugs too. What's so funny is he has one of the bugs on his hand and he's just kind of like, huh. He looks down like, what? And then he flips out. Like, literally, this woman runs. Funny, I'm sorry.
She just
the
glides.
Hilarious part is she glides and she runs from like 60 feet away. And he's not like, he has no situational awareness to fucking run. It's such a far away shot. Again, it's awesome because I love that John Carpenter does that, but it made me laugh out loud because you can see her just like like running across the parking lot.
Oh, I wonder what that is.
She stabs him once. Let's see her twice. Stepping on some bugs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh my God. Oh my
God. I'm sorry. That is so funny, dude.
Oh.
But when if I'm going to talk shit and make fun of it, also the creepiest fuck is when he's fucking with the bugs and you just see her shadow on the brick wall cross. Yeah. I was like, ooh, fuck. Now, I love the scary shit you see in movies, and it just makes you like, God damn it.
right. That like on edge moment. We also don't want to go past Susan, right? Susan walking out and just staring at him.
Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Susan, radiologist, married.
Yeah, glasses. Yeah. Susan and Wyndham's lack of presence is noticed by Leahy, right? Maybe they left. Walter has a dream, right? This is the first moment where you see the message, right? This is not a dream.
Amazing.
Not a dream. We're using your brain's electrical system as a receiver. We're unable to transmit through conscious neuro interference. You're receiving this broadcast as a dream. We are transmitting from the year 19 and then it cuts off, right? That is fucking awesome. I love it. I love the voice. I love the distortion. Ugh, awesome.
Yeah, that and the way that whole thing looks, it just looks, the video footage almost looks like I want to know so bad what is going on behind that camera. Like I feel like there's riots. I feel like shit's on fire.
Yeah.
I feel like shit's super fucked up. And it's like the fact that is how amazing and effective that is, that both of us were sitting here like, dude, it's like Fallout behind that camera, right? And it's like, but you don't see anything. That's a fucking Fallout reference for you, Ken, by the way. Another big Fallout fan to another one. But no, that's like that whole thing. You just had this feeling of like there's fucking just annihilation
Shit
everywhere.
is happening. Right.
Oh. Yes, Armageddon. It feels so big. I mean, it's nuts. So fucking effective.
I love it. And I love the way that John Carpenter decided to shoot this vision. It reminds me a lot of like, the whole grainy UFO videos that you see on the internet, like, the Bigfoot video. Like it looks awesome, dude. It adds to the whole mysterious element of it. But at the same time, because that shit, hold on, fucking some guy behind me, like on the road behind me, is just like doing burnout. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Fuck. What are you
gonna do? You give convicts a colony, and this is what you get, dude. I don't know what to. How now? Just because now we're totally. How pissed do people actually get in Australia if you bring that up? I've heard they get really pissed. Actually, is that true or?
I don't think so. I mean, honestly, I
was like, I'm not Australian. I'm fucking Fiji Indian, dude. Get out of here.
Hey, I was born and raised there, but I mean, like, I don't think anyone of our generation. I guarantee you, if you said it to someone who's a bit older, maybe knew the Anzacs, right? Like the whole Australian New Zealand Army Corps, like that whole thing, then maybe they'd get a bit patriotic about it. But yeah, I don't. It's never really been an issue for our generation. Yeah. I mean, like, how's your country going? Isn't it on fire right now?
Oh man, but yeah, that's the funny part. It's
shit.
like, oh, a country made by convicts, and it's like, yeah, look how we're doing. Like, fuck you, dude.
But yeah, dude, I love the way that the broadcast cuts off just before the year is revealed, right? He says 19 and then it cuts off, right? Because Walter wakes up.
And they save that shit for the end, and when you hear it at the end, you're just like, oh, bitch.
That's 12 years in the future, right? Lisa gets got, goes to sleep. Susan's creeping up. Oh, wait, hold on. Susan's creeping up on her from behind the door, dude. Like, Lisa's... This is creepy as fuck because Lisa, like, it holds on that shot, and then, like, Susan just, like, slinks on from behind the door. And Susan just starts crawling up on Lisa. Is this experimenting? Is this what they call experimenting in college?
Right, because is this the part I'm thinking of where Lisa's like, I'm not really, like, she's, like, way too cool about it. Right. And I'm like, my thing is, I don't care if it's, like, I'm one of those people, I don't care if it's male or female. If I'm waking up and somebody's crawling on top of me, I'm like, get the fuck off of me. I'm down. I'm one of those people that's like, imagine, like, I don't know, even if this were a chick, I'd be like, get the fuck, like, if the roles were reversed, how awful this would look. Are you fucking kidding me? Get off of me, dude. Right. That is fucking terrible.
Colin, you're on camera right now holding a coat hanger. Are you performing an abortion? Is that what's happening right now?
I'm trying so hard to, like, scratch my fucking back because I'm like, oh my God, I've got this itch.
Coat hanger. Oh,
right,
shit.
right. And this is the shit that, like, we just started doing video stuff. And I'm like, now he's gonna see all the weird shit that I do, like when I like over here, fucking like getting out a folding table and a scalpel and performing abortions.
What's that red rocket? Is that your dick? Is that your dick? Oh, man. But, yeah, so Susan mouth pees in Lisa's face, right? I mean, she turns her. And Byrak also experiences the dream, right? In front of the priest. Your kingdom does not include my unconscious. I love Byrak, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
The priest tells Byrak that anyone in close proximity to the Brotherhood of Sleep has the same dream. The guardian priest had the dream for years. It's a premonition. A sign of things to come. Ugh. All right. Cool.
Yeah. The funny part is him just being like, oh, that's so terrifying. Well, peace out. And he just dies. Like the guardian priest. He's like, well, good luck with all that.
Yeah,
and he just dies.
Good luck with all that. I'm going to heaven, I think.
I can't skip too. And I don't want to skip too far ahead. I think it's the scene right after that where, like, so yeah, they have the nightmare. You know, Byrak has the nightmare or whatever, and we cut downstairs, and that's where it's again, I'm gonna fucking it's Brian and then the Asian guy. I can't remember his name. Walter. Okay, Walter. He is fucking hilarious. So it's Brian and Walter, and they're just talking downstairs about, oh yeah, this is crazy shit this and crazy shit that and blah 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 blah. And one of the funniest fucking parts is they're downstairs and they're talking and they're like, yeah, it's real serious, and yeah, Mullins is probably off asleep someplace, and I hope they're both getting laid, blah blah blah. And they have this real confrontational thing, and they walk out, and the guy's laying on the floor like 10 feet away from where they were talking. And I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I just died. I was like, he's right there, dude. He's right fucking there. Like, he's behind some equipment shit, but I was like, seriously though, dude.
Right.
How do you miss a 250-pound man like dead on the floor?
Shit happens.
Sweating of Arby's and Funyuns. He looks like he eats Arby's. You know those kind of people.
100%. Look, we don't have Arby's here, but I was in the States long enough to know the type of people who eats Arby's, so I'm good.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I love roast beef. I love a roast beef sandwich. Don't get me wrong. But like, I'll go to like, there's a great place called Lenny's Sub Shop, like in my hometown and stuff, like a good Subway, like kind of place, you know, or like Jersey Mike's is a really good one, but like, I'm not going to go to Arby's.
I had Jersey Mike's, actually. I really dug it.
Really
dug it.
Dude, I love Jersey Mike's. Yeah, so fucking good. Absolutely. If we ever do, it's like one of the 4 things I would ever do an ad for on the show. It's like Jersey Mike's, like Coke Zero, Audible. That's like about it.
Jersey Mike's, if you need some advertisements, here you go. Hit up Midnight Double Feature. Here we go.
I'm down. I'll ask.
Catherine says the equations are beyond her. They're like a different language. And she notices Kelly's bruise, right? It's evolved into an actual pattern. And dude, she's so cool about it. Like, quite clearly, there's a fucking sign inside your bruise. And she's like, oh, it's just a bruise I got somehow. Like, what? She's just like casual about it.
You look like you got branded. Like, it looks awful. But and what is actually really great about Kelly, is the fact that like it's so easy to remember her name because she just looks like a Kelly.
Yeah.
Like you're like right. But
the same thing with Brian actually.
Yeah, for sure. The thing with Kelly that's so funny is how like she's really, really sweet, and she's got like white clothing on. She's got the blonde hair and the big, pretty eyes. She's like, no, I'm just gonna go lay down. I'm just a little tired.
Right.
So that way, when she comes back, like you're like, oh my god, like it's so much fucking scarier than if it were like Walter,
like a Kelly anymore. Yeah.
Right, yeah, no, yeah, definitely don't look like a Kelly anymore.
Right, and she asked Calder to give her 15 minutes of sleep because she really needs it. Calder tells Lisa about a meeting in the lab, and they're just, oh, dude, this might be the creepiest scene to me. Like, she's just typing away, just staring off into space, right?
Yes.
But not only that, like, that's highlighted by what she's actually typing. I live continuously. Oh my god, this is creepy because the music as well, right?
Right. Well, like not only is the imagery obviously just fucking terrifying of her just staring off into a blank wall and just typing repetitively over, and it's almost like Toni Collette banging her head up against the door in Hereditary.
I'm glad you said that.
But when he comes in and he's like, hey, what's going on? They got this meeting, blah, blah. The space, she's so far away from where he is.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of seeing things from his point of view. So when he has to cross and you see the shot getting closer and closer, and you're like, oh, fuck it. No, God damn it,
totally.
dude. You feel like it's like somebody with a pitchfork just pushing you off a cliff. You just feel your feet sliding out. Oh, God damn it, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the story and stuff, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's not the most coherent scientific thing in the world, but god damn, this is a like scary. Like The Thing didn't really have even stuff that was like that.
Yeah.
Where it was like the imagery of it was not that terrifying. It was the subconscious, like who's infected kind of thing. And even, you look at Mouth of Madness, that's a whole thing of like your reality just being altered in such a horrific way. It just somebody's whim. But this is like the imagery in it is really what's terrifying. And it's so different, and it's very different for Carpenter, because I feel that, especially when you watch stuff like Halloween, like the earlier stuff, like, have you ever seen Christine?
No, that's the one about the car, right?
Right. Yeah. It's a Stephen King novel. It's not fantastic, but it's good. It's a really, really good adaptation, but his imagery is not like terrifying in that. And this is just like, whoa, what the fuck? And like, it actually makes me think of In the Mouth of Madness when they check into the hotel and it's Happy Gilmore's mom or grandmother is the one who runs that hotel. And the camera just pulls up on her and zooms in real quick when she's at the desk. And it's like, fuck, man, he really didn't do, I don't know. I feel like it's more terrifying imagery as like the career goes on, but the stories are better like earlier on. You know what I mean?
He's definitely got an eye for this shit, dude. Like he's got an eye for creating unease and unsettling like imagery. He's fucking, he's built a career off this shit. I mean, like, look, and I haven't seen, like, I just admitted to not having never seen it, like Halloween. Like, I know that Halloween is full of this shit. Like, the negative space, and the way that he's able to position Michael Myers where he is to create that unease.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, absolutely. You will not be saved by the Holy Ghost. You'll not be saved by the god plutonium. In fact, you will not be saved, is what she types on the computer. Calder gets trapped in the room with Lisa and Susan. Dude, the way that we see Susan, like, like the camera is like on the right side of Calder's face and we pan around to reveal Susan like behind him. Like, is that here?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so, right? Like, it's just
that's what I'm watching. Like,
wild.
It cuts over to Susan and it cuts back and there's
the pan, right?
Whatever the fuck her name is, Lisa. Yeah. The cutting back and forth is what's terrifying, and it's like back to back shots of like, that is so great. And then when it cuts to them in the chapel or wherever they're set up, if you look in the shot, there's like the few guys at the table, then there's like the crucifix in the background, and then there's two people on one side and two people on the other. And it's this great, like, U kind of like pattern of all the shit going on from left to right. And you're like, whoa, this is some amazing imagery, dude. It's so good.
Yeah.
I did get a super big like Flatliners feel from this movie. Because it's like they're in like an abandoned, like religious kind of place, and there's all statues and shit, and they're scientists and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of Ghostbusters vibe, too.
Oh, absolutely. Susan makes out with Calder, but the sound of her like transferring the liquid into Calder's mouth. Ugh, gross. Ugh. Byrak asks everyone to stay. The work we will do within the next 48 hours is critical. And the priest asks everyone about the mutual dream, tells them that it didn't feel like a dream, like something else. And this is when we start bringing the tachyons into it, right? Brian suggests the tachyons, literally meaning swift one, a subatomic particle that travels faster than light. Byrak hypothesizes that they're visual messages sent by other human beings from the future. Catherine says anything travel faster than the speed of light will appear to travel backward in time, like as if time can't keep up with the speed of light, like faster than the speed of light. Could be a warning to show us what's going to happen, so that we can, when it happens, we can change it. Right? Says Brian.
Yeah, I love. First time I ever actually even heard of tachyons was Watchmen. When he was like, right, he's talking about the displacement of tachyons. He's like, they're like, what are tachyons? He's like, particles that move backwards through what you perceive as time. And I was like, damn, that is such a badass line too. I love that. What you perceive as time.
First time I heard of it was Will Ferrell's Land of the Lost.
Oh God, I've never seen that. I don't know if I can stomach it.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Cut to the basement and we see Lisa and Susan moving the tank, right? Holy shit. Catherine looks outside and sees Wyndham standing out there by himself in the darkness. Dude, this voice, Wyndham's voice, the bubbly voice, dude. Hello, hello, hello. I've got a message for you and you're not going to like it. Pray for death. Oh.
I think it's pretty scary, but then there's this weird, like, warbly, cheesy keyboard kind of effect. It's like, hello, hello,
yeah,
hello.
I don't know. It's cheesy, but it got me. It got me, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's also, like, because it's accompanied by the visual of him, like, standing out there in the darkness. Like, it's just, like, the vast of space, dude.
Right. It looks like he's just floating by, and he's just, like, stuck in this one spot. I'm like, goddamn, dude.
Right. And, of course, we get the Beatles, right? His head falls off, hands fall off, his body disintegrates. Some wild shit, right? Calder ascends the stairs while singing Amazing Grace. His face is strained and he's sweating. And Calder's possession is interesting to me because is he, like, fighting the possession, whereas, like, Lisa and Susan cannot or are not fighting it?
I don't know. I was wondering about that as well, just because it's so... he's like, he's the only one who talks, and he actually makes like noises and stuff, versus where we see Susan and Lisa, that it doesn't really, they're just like drones. They're just mindless.
Right.
Versus him, when he like sees the mirror and he's singing and he actually like physically harms himself. So I wonder if it's one of those things where it's like the last bit of like, sanity he's got left. He's like, I'm just going to kill myself to get out of the game. It makes me think of like Get Out when he flashes that guy at the end and he's like, thanks dude, bang. And I was like, oh my God, like that's fucking nuts. That's the only thing that I could really think of, but yeah, I'm glad you said that. It's very different from the other ones.
Yeah. It definitely interests me. Cause I mean, like just like again, I think of Get Out because Get Out's such a brilliant example of it. Just the idea of you're conscious in your mind, but your body it's being controlled by something or someone else. That to me, that's worse than prison, right? I mean,
right, yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, it's like a mental prison. It's like just sitting inside this thing, and oh my God,
absolutely.
Whew.
Quite clearly, he looks like he's fighting the possession, stabs himself in the neck, and slits his throat with a piece of wood. Oof. But again, I see what you're talking about here, because as he comes up the stairs, we see Walter kind of react in that wide shot, dude. Like he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Yeah.
Right. And what's crazy is the fact that he's like doing the last rites, like the priest is doing the last rites over him, and I was like, he's obviously not dead. He gets back up. Like I love it if he's down there like, help me, and they're like, "In nomine Patris," they're just like calling it a day.
In nome del Padre, del Figlio, del Spirito Santo, Amen. I just remember Italian, bro, from year 8, dude.
It always makes you think of Boondock Saints.
You got me at a loss.
I know.
Hey, last episode of Midnight Dog Feature, ladies and gentlemen. Byrak and Leahy make for the front door, but it's been barricaded from the other side. And clearly all hell is breaking loose here as everything starts to escalate. Walter walks into Kelly's room to find the tank in there, liquid pouring onto the roof. This whole final kind of like last half hour or so, there's a lot of struggling. There's a lot of like, cutting back and forth. So I'm going to try and keep it as coherent as possible.
Right.
It's tough. Like it's tough to honestly. It was really tough to take notes for this film. But
well, because there's not like a plot where it's like
No.
here's a goal and here's this.
things
It's just
are
kind of
happening.
like
things are
right.
happening.
It just jumps back and forth a lot. It's cool to watch, but to describe it to somebody is like, so this happens and then this
Right,
happens and then
right.
this and it's like, oh man, this is whew.
Exactly. But Walter sees all of the liquid seeping into Kelly's orifices. Dude, when the liquid just enters her mouth, her agape mouth and eyeball sockets, dude. Ugh.
Right. That's another one of those reverse shots where,
Yeah,
like,
I
when
thought
I was
so.
watching it, I thought it was her just like pouring it out of her mouth, and I was like, oh, it's on the roof dripping down to like, or on the ceiling dripping down to her.
Right,
I was
right.
like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. I knew it was a reverse shot, so like my brain immediately was like, oh, it's going in reverse.
Yeah,
Like, no, it's a reverse shot of something that's happening the right way, you know?
I had a feeling like I think they just got this prop, like they hollowed out like a prop of her, like a dummy, and like stuck some hoses in her, like high pressure hoses, and they just
Yeah.
like I guess that's how they achieved the effect of like the water like seeping out. But yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It's pretty fucking creepy to be honest. But maybe this is it, right? Like because the camera pans around to reveal Susan's like silhouette, just like standing there staring at Walter.
Oh, next to Walter?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
Oof, wild. Leahy bites it, right? Gets mouth pissed on from Lisa. I'll never get fucking tired of saying that. The priest backs off.
He gets squirted.
He gets cummed on, right? Yeah.
He gets squirted. Squirted.
Squirted. The priest backs off and locks himself in while Walter finds himself trapped. Right? People like kind of like segregate themselves into different rooms. Dude, can we talk about Calder's laugh?
Yeah, that shit's great, man.
Dude,
That's very
croaky
unsettling.
laugh. Ugh.
Ugh.
Walter notices that Kelly is instantly 9 months pregnant. Like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
wild.
She's like Octomom over there. She's like a tick. She's about to explode.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I guess it's like the reverse, or well, like the mirror opposite of the Virgin Mary, right? She's just like instantly
Right, yeah.
pregnant.
Immaculate conception and pregnancy in like 90 minutes.
Right. Or the birth of Anakin Skywalker, however you want to take it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Midichlorians, whatever.
Right. They notice that the sun's coming up, and Barak sees the disciples out in the alleyway still, like just standing there. Dude, one of the things that made me like piss my pants laughing, not literally, but still. The exterior establishing shot of the church in broad daylight, and we just see a random car just drive past.
Right, yeah. It's like, isn't this supposed to be like some shit's going down? And it does. It just kind of makes me laugh. There's like a truck where it's just like, bye.
Right.
Just drives off. It's like, oh, okay.
Just a family of like 4, like off on a holiday or somewhere. Like they're just headed to like fucking Universal Studios or some shit, dude. Like,
Right. They're like, no, the world's fine. Nothing's happening.
yeah. But I mean, that, like, if you look a little deeper into that could add a layer of like, whoa, like, you know, because no one has any idea of the fucking like otherworldly shit that's going on in this like innocent church, you know? That's pretty cool.
Right. But it's creepy because there's like nobody on the street, and then this one truck goes by. So it's kind of like, you know, if it cut out and it was like 8 a.m. gridlock traffic, I'd laugh my ass off. But it's the one car where it's like, that's kind of weird. I feel like this would be a lot busier, LA in like the middle of the morning, you know, but there's only one vehicle that goes by. I was like, oh, that's creepy.
Right. And Walter says something here that again makes me question the kind of character that he is. He said, "Normally, I love being dominated by women." Lisa, I'm sorry about what I said. You don't look Asian at all. What?
Well, yeah, it's very strange. Like, I don't know. I like, part of me is like, is this all John Carpenter's writing, or is this like some like, is it like some of it improv? Is there like some humor in there? Because it was just like, I don't know. Like, I actually like the joke where he's like, normally I like being dominated by 2 women. I was like, that's
That was
funny.
funny.
It's like, no, you don't look Asian at all. I'm like, dude, drop it with the Asian thing. I'm not like, oh, it bothers me. You were talking about, it's like, hey, she's Asian. Like, that's what gets me about it. It's like, she's fucking Asian, you know? I don't know. It's so strange. I don't want to get like hung up on it, but yeah, it is kind of like, I don't get this joke.
I
you
didn't
know?
get it. I didn't get it, and it's run its course, dude. Like, what? Like, surely,
Ken, email us. Explain
Ken,
it.
please email us and explain this to us, please. midnightdoublefeature@gmail.com. Kelly starts to deteriorate more and more, right? Looking more and more like pizza face, right?
Mm.
And by the way, if you go to IMDb and look at this actress's profile photo, dude, Kelly's
No.
Susan Blanchard, it's her as Pizza Face.
Oh my god. Of course it is.
Oh my god. It's just like, it's not even like the actress, it's just like her in prosthetics. Like, it's funny as. Like, are you looking it up? Are you looking it up?
I'm pulling it up right now.
It's like, what?
Oh my god.
Who chose this as
that
her
is
profile
such a bad
photo?
shot, dude. It's her with like her chin's kind of pushed down. It looks like she has braces. She's like,
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, who chose this as Susan Blanchard's profile photo on IMDb?
I guess because it's like what she was in. They Live, Prince of Darkness. Other than that, I haven't heard of what else shit that she's in.
Murder, She
have no
Wrote.
idea.
I mean, Magnum PI, Young Maverick. Like, surely she's got a better on-screen moment than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Calder's laughing to himself in the mirror as he tries to fight what's inside him. Again, the strained laughter. And it looks like... I actually like the guy that plays Calder here because it looks like he sells the idea of the skin on his face hurts him. Like, it looks like it's actually killing him, you know?
Yeah, well, and the whole thing with the mirrors is I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then we see Kelly with like that pop open mirror later on. I was like, okay, so there's something, and I remembered them saying something about mirrors earlier on. And I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. It almost seems like, at first I thought this was going to be like a weakness. I thought this was going to be one of those things where like hold up a mirror and they'll just, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Kind of glad it didn't go that way.
Right. Brian, okay, dude, this is such a pointless moment in the movie. Brian makes an attempt to escape into the alleyway, but it doesn't go anywhere because the disciples like start advancing on him, so he jumps back into the building. Like, it's, I get it, but it just seems like let's find a way to waste like a minute, you know?
Well, and I don't mind it because it also shows like at least they're trying to like go out, like, hey, we'll try to go out, see what happens when we go outside. It's kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's where you see like movies where there's like a force field and someone throws a bottle and hits the force field. And you're like, yep, still there. And like, so I kind of like it, but yeah, at the same time, it is like a pointless. Like, it's also like, you know, he's not going to die.
Yeah, right. But it's also like, what did you expect? Like, you've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. What did you expect? And why does Walter start telling jokes? Is this like a defense mechanism? Like, he just starts telling weird jokes.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, is it just because I didn't want like dead air here? Like, right. I don't know. It actually, and the whole joke, you know, it's just really not that funny. And I was like, oh, I said rich doctor. And it's like,
yeah. Sorry, Ken.
Actually,
this movie starts to disintegrate in this like Act 3 over here.
The fact that he said Jewish mother made me think of this. Obviously, do you know who John Landis is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about American Werewolf in London, and he was saying like, dude, the guy in American Werewolf in London, David, is like the ultimate schmuck. He just like fucking can't win in anything. And he's like, it reminds me of a joke where this woman's talking to her husband and she's like, you know what? You're a fucking schmuck. And he's like, what? She's like, you're a fucking schmuck. She's like, if there was a winner for biggest schmuck in the city, no, if there was a winner for the biggest schmuck in the county, or actually, you know what, better yet, the state. No, you know what, instead of the state, the biggest schmuck in the United States, you know, the biggest schmuck on planet Earth. No, the biggest schmuck in the entire galaxy, you would come in second place. And he's like, why would I come in second place? And why would I come in second place? And she goes, because you're a schmuck.
Nice. That's actually good.
I fucking died, dude.
That.
I heard that the other day in like the John Landis documentary, and I was like, that is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, I had to share that. It's so fucking funny.
Finds himself in a porn theater in Piccadilly trying to fight these urges. Oh, shit.
Can I have some toast?
The next neural dream we see cuts off at, we are transmitting from the year 1990, and then Catherine wakes up, right? So we already know that this is from the future at this point in the movie because, you know, 1987. Catherine and Ryan talk. They give each other the "I love you" eyes, and they embrace, like blah blah blah. I am not invested in this romance at all. I'm sorry. I am not. Like, they spent some time on it, but at the same time, I'm just like, okay, cool. Maybe if Brian wasn't just such a, you know, creep show at the start, I think.
Yeah, well, and it's just because you see the beginning of the relationship to the point where it is now, where it's like, I actually think it would be more interesting if it were like, we've been together for, a few years and blah, 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 and like, I don't know, but it's like, okay, so this chick you've been banging for 48 hours, like, yeah, it sucks. Sure, you feel something, but it's like, I don't know.
Love him and leave him, dude. Love him and leave him. God.
Right. Well, the fact that he's like, and till this day, I still search for her on the other side. And she's like, yeah, can you tell me you love me in like 2 years when it's appropriate? And I'm like, damn, dude, talk about like fucking getting rejected.
Right.
So bad.
Kelly, meanwhile, looks like a prune with all the scabs all over her body. Eventually, this evolves into her looking almost full Freddy Krueger, right? The practical makeup effects are looking awesome, dude. Like, it's kind of what you expect from Carpenter at this point.
Well, especially for a fucking $1 million budget. This looks fantastic.
It looks awesome. Byrak compares workarounds to the street people and the possessed students. The book says his purpose is to bring the father back from the dark side, says Catherine. And Byrak retorts that maybe he needs something more complex, a host in which to live. And of course, the answer comes when Walter tells the crew that he can see Kelly is changing. Her bone structure is changing. Byrak says that this is a gestation period. Oof, yikes. Like Alien, I guess, right?
Right, yeah. Anytime you hear gestation, it's just like not a pretty word. It's like,
gestation in the human body, dude.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we? All right. Priest asks where Christ is. It's a huge question. He's beginning to lose faith, right? He's got tears in his eyes. This is actually kind of heartbreaking for the priest.
There is no God.
Yeah.
If you put a midnight double feature podcast on and you play it reverse at half the speed, it just sounds like there is no God, there is no God, there is no God.
Oh, shit.
No, yeah, it is sad because it's like also this guy who, he's not a bad character at all. He finds this kind of out along with the world that all this stuff is kind of bullshit, basically. And it's like, that has got to suck.
Yeah.
Like realizing your life's work is just like nothing, that everything was just nothing. And it's like, oh, fuck, man, that's really gotta, like when he's doing the last rites earlier and he just is kind of like, fuck it. I was like, that's, man, exactly. That's gotta be a gut punch, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just having your faith kind of crushed right in front of you. Absolutely. Kelly's up and moving, and Walter begs to be let out of his room as the rest of the team dig vigorously.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, seeing her smiling and getting off of the bed and like moving the cot. That's what's so great is the way that her face is lit, that it's so minimal until he puts the flashlight on, and even then it's just enough to kind of like, it's not very brightly lit.
Slimy kind of like look to her. Yeah
they do great lighting in The Thing, and I think that's a very similar kind of take here with Kelly on the bed and stuff.
Totally. Just my note here is Garbage Man gets penciled in the face by Byrak, but it's Lomax.
Oh yeah.
Is that what happens? It's a pencil, right? Like he gets stabbed in the face with something pencil-like or a pen. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to pull the part up where they
very quick.
Well, they basically they bring him in, and as soon as he walks in the door, like there's something hilarious where they just like hit him with like a 2-punch combo of like no. Yeah, so he walks in, they spray a fizzed up Coke in his face. Right. Which is just like, what? And then they hit him with a 2-punch combo of like the 2x4s. I'm like, next time, lead with the 2x4s. Like that's what I'm like, lead with that next time. Because they like throw this water in his face and he just like pisses all over like Jerry Seinfeld's stunt double,
Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, cool. I guess the weakness of the devil is carbonated soda. Like, just
yeah, right. I was like, this is why you'd be more effective holding the can and just belting it right into his fucking head. Right. Like that looks great. But I will say, and I don't want to jump like too far ahead. I know we may make fun of this, but the extreme precise, like direct, like line of water that comes out of their mouth, it's like almost like reptile like. It's like, dude, that is fucking scary.
It's cool.
Because of course, he pisses on that dude's face in there and they stab him with a pencil. But the most terrifying part of Kelly's shit to me is when she's kind of laughing and she looks down and sees the mirror on the floor. Her eyes in the mirror, that's some fucked up shit, dude. That is scary as fuck. Like she sees that little pocket mirror on the floor and you see her eyes real big. I was like, oh my fucking God, man.
Creepy.
It had me like, oh, fuck.
Absolutely.
I don't get scared by shit often, but everything with Kelly was like, It's almost hard to break down because it's like, Freddy Krueger, it's shit that you've seen 1,000 times before. Why is that so fucking scary, man? I just don't get it.
It might be the idea of it. I mean, like, I like the idea of like basically the devil possessing your body and using it as a husk, as a corpse to bring his fucking father back from banishment, I guess. Yeah.
There's something so about like the eyes and the pizza face, but then it almost looks like she has like braces and she's got blonde hair and she's wearing all white, and it's like, ugh.
And your body is not powerful enough to contain the power of the devil, so it just literally starts rotting away. Like, that's kind of what I get from that.
Right.
Yeah. Lots of struggling, right? Like, I can't go through all this.
I laugh because they beat her to death with bricks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
thank you.
That's hysterical.
Dude, they start clubbing her in the head with bricks, right? I mean, it's like there's no semblance of like maybe Lisa's still in there. Like, let's just club her to death with bricks and give her fucking brain aneurysms.
Right. They like club her to death with bricks, and I laughed because I would have totally done this. They just like pick her up and throw her out the fucking window. and then the second chick runs in and they just give her the shoulder straight out the same window. And I fucking laughed so hard, dude. That's great.
Kelly, again, picking up the makeup set and the mirror attached is cool. Father. Oh.
I don't think she blinks.
Oh, really?
When she's like that. I was watching it and I was like, damn, dude.
That adds to it for sure. So Kelly, as a prince of darkness, reaches her hand into the mirror, and who reaches back? Fucking Hellboy.
Yeah, dude, so much Hellboy. Like, oh my god.
Right? But do you know how they did this effect? So apparently it was like mercury.
Oh, yeah. Like with the big one. Yeah, it was like a tub of like mercury or something. Right. But I think her hand going in is like a tub of mercury. Right. But I think the one on the inside is like a pool at night, like when she pushes her in and you see her reaching for her, because they had to fit like a full body in there. But I love, like, I actually do kind of like the 2-punch combo of like the priest chopping her arm off and then Brian attacking as well. And I was like, cool, that's badass. I like that.
I like, dude. I'm like, at this point, my brother's like downstairs with me watching this movie. He's never seen it before. I'd never heard of it. But he comes just in time to see like the priest like chopping his arm off, and then like the arm growing back, and then like lopping the head off, and then her picking up the head and like putting it back on, dude. What?
Yeah, that's badass. Where this again, total like renegade punk rock fucking filmmaking. The arm just like sliding back out the sleeve. It's like, that's fucking cool.
But like, dude, when the devil picks up their head after you've chopped it off with an axe, just give up. Like, you're done, dude.
Right, yeah. Leave the room.
Leave the room. Yeah, just give up, dude. Catherine sees Kelly pulling the devil through the mirror. Oh, sorry, pulling the devil's father through the mirror, the anti-god. And she just bum rushes her through the fucking mirror, dude.
Yeah, the imagery of the hand finally reaching out, like, oh my god, that's so good, man.
The really slow movement of it all.
Right, because you're looking at there's such good imagery where you're looking to the left and there's this white human hand, and out of the black comes this claw, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Totally. But the amazing part is, oh god, I'm fucking drawing a blank on her goddamn name. Yeah, Catherine got, Meatloaf behind her. She's got, Brian being attacked up front. She's looking at her and she's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? But it's just an amazing, the visual again of Kelly looking in and her head back and her eyes like real wide. And I was like, dude, that is iconic. That looks awesome. Really fucking good. But this is so the Void, dude. The Void totally ripped this off.
Yeah, I didn't remember
this is the end of the Void.
This is the end of the Void.
Dude, he's like summoning the thing at the end, and he runs up. He literally runs up with an axe and hits him with an axe and pushes him into the Void. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like, that's definitely the Void.
And the Void had a lot of the Carpenter-esque stuff. Like, I mean, like they're trapped in that, what is it, a hospital, right?
Right. I seriously, like, now seeing this and remembering the Void, I'm actually kind of like, oh,
disappointed in the Void.
I kind of am that, because that is kind of like a blatant ripoff. Like, literally, at the end, Daniel, the cop, comes out with an axe and hits the dude, and spoiler for the Void. And when that doesn't work, he just grabs him and goes into the triangle with him. And I was like, dude, that's the exact same thing that just happened. I don't know. It's just really kind of bummed. But Brian looks like he's fucking dead. Like after he just kind of lays his head on the floor and he's like,
Yeah.
he just looks so like ultimate sad bastard.
Oh, dude. When both of them fall through the mirror and the priest like hurls the axe and destroys the mirror, I think my favorite shot in the movie is just that like just when it freezes on her, like on Catherine as she looks back, dude. Oh, that's so cool.
So good.
Oh.
The funniest part of all of this is, and we see all the people die. I don't want to like jump, you're leading this. I don't want to jump all over. Please. Everybody dying and the shit coming out of their mouths. Walter, dude, 30 seconds after all the shit stops, he's like, peace. And he fucking runs out of that building. And I was like, that's why I love Walter. Seriously, that's why I fucking love him. But he runs off and gets the cops and brings them back and stuff. No, I fucking absolutely love that. And I am also like laughing. I am like laughing my ass off that Birak is facing like no criminal charges from this apparently.
Right.
Everyone's like, well, we did it, everybody. We did it. Like 7 people died and 2 people are missing.
Yeah, there's a guy outside here who's been stabbed in the fucking abdomen with a bike, but we won't charge anyone. It's all good. All good.
I do. There is something that I just really love about the fact that this like metaphysical thing transferred over into the physical plane, and while it was trying to open up another portal, gets pushed back into it. I was like, there's something so interesting about that I thought was so fucking cool for the end of this. It's like the thing that ultimately was like supposed to bring about the end of the world can also, it works the other way as well. They just, why did she shove her in there? Why didn't she just grab her by the ankles and just flip her and be like, bye, bitch?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's one of those adrenaline things, you know?
It's called a drop kick, motherfucker. Like, come on, man.
It's called a fucking roundhouse, dude. The priest is happy that he stopped it, right? Through the grace of God. The future conjured up by that vile serpent will not happen now. Brian's all upset because Catherine's gone, but Birak's sweet and sympathetic words help. They had to die. We're safe. She died for us.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
And then, boom, cut to static. It's the transmission, but this time we see the entire thing. Transmitting from 1999, and who's in the doorway? Catherine.
Yeah, that was really fucking cool, because, like, okay, so, I mean, I pretty much that's, well, no, we're not done, but we're basically done.
I wish it cut there, because I wish that was the end.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look, as much as I like the ambiguous, you know, Brian waking up, briefly seeing, like, the scabbed Catherine laying next to him, gets up, looks in the mirror, holds his hand out and touches it, and we cut to black. As much as I like the ambiguous ending, I did wish we closed out on the static, like the dream-like sequence of, like, you know, Catherine standing in the doorway.
The scream he lets out when he looks over and sees Kelly is so genuine and great. Like, he's fuck, but it's the same thing in Mouth of Madness when, like, Sam Neill keeps waking up thinking he's having the dream. There's that cop next to him the whole time, but I like the end of it. Like, I like the whole, I dig it. I dig him like reaching out again, and right as the fingers like are about to touch, it just cuts to black. I like that. I think there's just a better way to do it, and I can't, you know, obviously I don't know off the top of my head how to do that. But I think that there's a better way to, like, I don't know, because it's kind of interesting. If he's still getting those broadcasts, that means that something's not right, that something's kind of fucked up. And I think that's what makes it a part of the Apocalypse trilogy, is they're like, we won. You know, we won. And it's like, no, you didn't. Like, if anything, that dream is like literal physical evidence of like, there's something wrong. Something like you didn't fix it. Right. So that's kind of why, like, why I wanted to save what we were talking about earlier to the end of, like, it's Catherine the whole time. I've read some people online think that it's a different possible future every time they do something or somebody dies. Right. That at one point it is somebody, and then once Catherine gets pushed in, it just becomes her.
You know, when you said that
inevitable.
When you said that earlier, when you were like, okay, we'll talk about this, and I was like, oh, okay, hold on. Now I'm thinking, is this like a Back to the Future kind of thing, where, you know, what you do in the past and present affects the future, right? Like very minimally, like a butterfly effect.
I think that the guy, I'm blanking on his name again, Calder. I think that I think that it's that actor. It's Jesse Lawrence Ferguson. It's definitely him, and all the ones that it's not Catherine. But I think he's just supposed to be this like ominous looking figure. It's not actually supposed to be his character. So it's kind of like this stand-in for any of them. But at the end, it's definitely Catherine. So I'm wondering if it was it Catherine the whole time, and that's the whole kicker of it? Or was it actually a different outcome where it was like one where it's Leahy or one where it's Walter or whatever? Were they just different realities or something? I don't know.
So I'm not okay. Hold on, I'm not fully sure. I understand. Can help me process this vision, right? So is this like before we see the Catherine vision, right? Before it's her, we see her standing in the door. Is this supposed to be Kelly as the devil? Like this is.
I guess so. Here's my interpretation of it, because it's a movie that definitely does that, leaves a lot of shit up to your own interpretation. So the way that I interpreted it is it's definitely that actor, but it's like, take a look at when it's walking out the door and it's just like blank versus when it's Catherine. Like there is a huge distinction. So I think when it's just the shadowy, ominous figure, I don't know if that's supposed to be the devil, like himself, or if that's supposed to be the devil's son, or if it's supposed to be, Kelly taking over. I think it's just supposed to be a blank, like, slate. It's whatever it is. It's just this ominous looking thing. And at the end, that's where it ultimately gets decided where it's definitely Catherine, who comes back in 1999. But I don't, it kind of opens up a can of worms where it's like, well, is that Catherine coming back, or is that the son of the devil, or is that the devil himself? Like, and why is it 12 years later? What's the story there? There's a lot of, it's interesting kind of because it kind of gives you a lot to talk about, but it's another one of those things where like, it's great. And I love movies that do that. And they leave you kind of like, what about this? What about that? Blah, blah, blah. But this one kind of through a move like that at the end opens up a lot more questions than it answers, but it's still a lot of fun to talk about. But I'm one of those people that I don't mind some brevity and kind of like, open-mindedness and kind of whatever, it can be whatever it is, but I am also one of those people. It's like, I want, some clarified answers on some of this stuff rather than it's just good versus evil and the devil and stuff.
Right. Look, I'm more than keen for a fucking ambiguous ending, dude. I say this on upcoming attractions all the time. I think Matt is someone who watches a movie and he'd like an answer. I think, I think we've had enough conversations to know how each of us enjoy movies, but I'm someone who I want to be given enough information to arrive at an answer myself. I don't want to be outright given an answer. I want to be given enough clues and little indications to be able to arrive at an interpretation of an answer. I think the greatest argument that Matt and I ever had was with the movie Us, Jordan Peele's Us, because, Matt, in my opinion, Matt thought he had the answers, based on what Jordan Peele gave him. And I was like, well, hold on, though. There's a lot of clues that might indicate otherwise. And I don't think there's enough of that in the ending for this. I don't think there's enough clues and indications to indicate one way or another who this is coming out of the door and what they are supposed to be bringing, if that makes sense.
Sure. No, that's why I just kind of took it as, I guess where I would look at it is, maybe it was just supposed to be Catherine the whole time. And it was just like the other times we see it, because here's the thing. If it's Catherine, if they just filmed it with that actress, you would know it was Catherine from the get-go. But they make it kind of ominous where it's just this like weird cloaked like kind of character. So it's interesting where it's like, well, I don't understand, this is just kind of, it's kind of a blank avatar for whoever it could be, and I actually did like that. But I think, is it inevitable? Is it always supposed to be Catherine? I don't know. I guess it kind of leaves it up to that. But it's definitely, I don't know. It's interesting, especially with the time travel stuff, is they never actually get the message back of like, what is the message? Is the message, don't let this person become blah, blah, blah? Or is there more audio that's not getting across? Or, what is that? I like the idea of it, but I could use a little bit more of that.
Right, exactly. Well, man, that's Prince of Darkness. That is the Apocalypse trilogy completed on Midnight Double Features feed. Wow, that's the end, eh?
Hell yeah. That's it, man.
How do you feel?
There's actually... I'm good. I it's a good movie. I really enjoyed talking about it. I do want to bring up something. I just had to pull this up. So it's on Reddit, John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness ending discussion. So this is and just a couple of things that people threw out. Number one, the man is just having a nightmare. He's no longer near the church or liquid Satan. He also had a dream where he woke up in the bed next to a corporal liquid Satan, which we know didn't happen either. This is a man whose love interest was just martyred herself basically into hell for eternity. He is distraught, and not everything he dreams is reality. They have succeeded in preventing the apocalypse. Interesting way to kind of like it's not real, Number two, we never saw the entirety of the dream sequence before because all of the dreamers were too stressed and on edge and woke up thinking it was a nightmare. That's a really good point. Nobody ever actually like climaxed, dream climaxed in there. You know what I mean? The transmission that was being sent back in time to the present day was really a warning telling them to prevent the martyred woman from entering the mirror realm. In the future, it was really her, or more specifically a possessed form of her, that was emerging from the church to usher in the apocalypse by allowing her to tackle the corporal liquid Satan into the mirror. I like how they call this corporal liquid Satan is the name.
Yeah.
These people on Reddit have given it. In the future, it was really her, and tackle the corporal liquid Satan into the mirror. They were actually allowing events to unfold exactly as they were already intended to, and unknowingly bringing about the same outcome that those from the future were intending to prevent. That gets really nuts. That's where shit gets like crazy.
That one talks about that one gets into destiny and
it was supposed to happen.
Right, exactly. Like predetermined events that had to play out, right? Yeah.
Right. And the first two times we see it's a wider stance figure with outstretched arms when the camera swings around the opening of the doorway and is wearing tattered clothing and remains out of focus. It's kind of like what I was saying. The third one, the ending was not a nightmare. It was a real transmission. It was a different transmission originally. That's because they successfully changed the present day, which impacts the future. Originally, Corporal Liquid Satan was supposed to pull their father forth from the mirror, and that was the figure we saw in the original transmissions. By martyring herself, she alters the events, but is now trapped on the other side with both Satan and Satan's father. She gets possessed and somehow manages to reemerge from the mirror realm, perhaps from her scientist boyfriend, who is last seen at the end of the film, slowly reaching towards a mirror as if he knows his love is trapped on the other side, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I can subscribe to any of those. I think any of those are A, it's bullshit. B, it is what it was always going to be that, I am inevitable, kind of thing. Or, it's her, maybe not her, anymore. That's the kind of, and I can't really say there's one definitive answer for that even I would that's mine. I don't really have
that's
a
what
certain.
I'm saying. I think I feel a bit more fulfilled if I'm watching a movie where, sure, I can have three different kind of interpretations, but I want to arrive at one definitively myself. But I can't seem to be able to do this with this movie. There's just
right.
I don't like having three answers. I'd rather one.
Yeah, I think there is something interesting about also when the last time we see that it's for sure Catherine, when she pushes her into the mirror, she is actively trying to come back. Her hand is out.
Yeah,
she's don't close the door.
She's got that look on her face. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, she's got to look like motherfucker. She's got this real pissed off look that I'm like,
window of the fucking mirror.
Right.
Trap me in here.
That's what I'm saying. That it would be interesting if that's the case, but I think it's just supposed to be her taken over or possessed or whatever. That's what I take it as, because I think that maybe, yes, they did technically alter. I think the form in the first couple of times we see that pre-recorded message is definitely Big Daddy Satan, whatever. But when they fuck that up and they push her in, they kind of add another ingredient to that mix, and it changes the outcome of it. And it ends up being her that comes back. Yeah. That's what I think.
I like that. But dude, imagine being trapped on the other side with Satan and his dad.
I mean, because I was like, what the fuck? Are you just going to drown immediately? Where are you?
Yeah.
I just thought it was so, I would love to see what happens. I just feel like that where they're reaching over is at the bottom of
she's just in the fucking Ozarks.
Right. She's at Lake Satan. She's just coming up from the bottom of this thing. But no, kind of, yeah, for real. Kind of, I guess just jumping into final thoughts, I actually really did enjoy this. I enjoyed actually talking about it more than I think I actually enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it actually, the whole movie, it's not great. It's not coherent. It's not really, I think that, this is something that Trey Parker and Matt Stone did, where it's good storytelling is therefore and but, this is something that I heard from Haiti, remember? And then, bad storytelling is kind of and then. Right. And this feels like and then up, but a couple of parts feel like the therefore and but, which is cool.
Right. Like
but
things have consequences. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of and then, and I'm cool with that. It's fine because the ending ultimately I'm satisfied with. I thought it was really clever how they used the thing that was ultimately supposed to help them and they used it against them and tossed their fucking ass into them and then shattered the mirror. I was like, that's really cool. I really dig that. But all in all, it's definitely not my favorite Carpenter film, but it feels so fucking Carpenter and it looks and sounds so fucking Carpenter. And I love it for that, even though it's not my favorite. I'll definitely watch it again and I definitely would own it. I think it's good and I think it's interesting.
I had no say in that, dude. I was like, I own this movie.
I think for an independently he made, dude, I think they made like $14 or $15 million. Like they killed their budget with this. So I don't know. I just think that's really awesome. And I think it's interesting seeing what he can do outside a major studio system and getting away from all of that. But ultimately, I enjoy it more at the end of this conversation than I did when it started. But it's not something that I'll probably go back to the other two way faster than I'll go back to this one. But this is still good. It's entertaining. It makes you think. And it scares the fuck out of you. And, it's definitely got some funny moments as well. So all in all, I would say like a B minus, maybe like a C plus plus. But I really enjoyed it and I'm glad we talked about it. But, at the end of the day, it does kind of leave me wanting a little bit more. But it does pretty fucking good. I don't want to talk like too much trash about it because I didn't walk away with like a bad taste in my mouth, but I just walked away with like, oh, the possibilities,
No, exactly, dude. I think you definitely hit the nail on the head. I think it's a good movie. Like I was actually genuinely surprised by how good it was. And the thing about the podcast, dude, like it compels me to step out of my comfort zone. Like I am more than happy to sit down and watch a movie that I'm comfortable with. I can watch Sicario on repeat like 8 million times. I don't give a shit. And I probably will if it wasn't for the podcast, like if someone wasn't if it was you or like in this case Ken Tomlin, it was telling me, hey, give this movie a try, I would never have seen this movie. Like I would never have continued to never heard of this movie that it existed. So in that way, it was really a nice surprise, dude. Like John Carpenter, the way he's able to shoot a film, the way he's able to like score a film, dude, it's just so unique to him. Like I don't think I've seen enough John Carpenter movies to 100% know outright that a movie is directed by John Carpenter, but I'm definitely getting the feel for it. Like, I'm definitely getting definitely getting the whole, this was directed by John Carpenter, wasn't it vibe? Like, I think,
right. No, 100%.
I think the setup for this movie is much, much stronger than its payoff. I think the ending leaves a lot to be desired. I think there's few too many ways that it can go, and I'm always down for the ambiguous ending, but I need a few more definitive hints or clues or nudges in the right direction or a direction, that John Carpenter wants us to go. With Nolan in like let's take Inception, right? With Inception, you're given so many clues, like Michael Caine says, come back to reality, Dom. Like, like you're given so many like hints and nudges as to the like a possible direction that it can take and interpretation. But this isn't I couldn't find them in this. And like, look, Ken, if you want to email us, you're more than happy to what your take on it is. I'd actually like to get your take on it, Ken. Like, I'd like to see what.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd actually like to see what your opinion on this is, because that would be really awesome. But yeah, man, I'm really glad I saw it. Really, really unique film. Given the whole, we're trapped in this building and this, dreadful situation is killing us off one by one. That's been done, right? Like, we've seen this. The Thing, right? Like, once you mention The Thing, the game's over. It's fucking done. The genre's finished, right? But this is definitely a good addition to that. Like, I really, really, really dug it. So, I don't know if I'll watch it again, but I own the 4K, so I guess I'll have to. But yeah, honestly, I enjoyed this more than I definitely thought I would. I'd probably give it a 7, and a 7's pretty high. Stop showing me your fucking tooth, you dick.
Yeah, I was like, man, there's something in my tooth.
Oh, shit. But yeah, probably a 7.
Right. Yeah, that's what, it's, I think a 5 or a 6 or like a like a C- or something is kind of insulting, but I would say a B-,
Right.
C++. You know, I think that's just it's better than average, but it does leave you wanting a little bit more. But ultimately, I am satisfied with what I saw. It's got a lot of cool stuff. I like a movie that gives you a little meat on the bone and leaves you for discussion afterwards. You know, real quick, Inception. Do you think he's dreaming at the end? Yes or no? One word. Yes or no? Ah, fuck you, dude. I can't wait to record that. There's no way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can't wait for that. I think I know what 200 episode is going to be. No, I'm just kidding. But no, ultimately, I am really glad that we covered this. I really had a blast. You got anything else you want to say? You want me to plug socials? Do we have anything we got?
Not
Okay,
really,
cool.
man.
Yeah,
Let's
3
get
hours
the
later,
fuck
right?
out of here.
Guys, thanks for so much for staying late and listening. We had a blast covering Ken Tomlin's pick of Prince of Darkness. It was a lot of fun to do it. We will definitely be doing one of these again, where we have some people send in reviews and do stuff. And thanks to everybody who also submitted. I know Patrick and Jose and a lot of our loyal fan base submitted stuff, and you know, hey, fucking better luck next time. I don't know what to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm sure we'll definitely do it again, and it'll be a lot of fun. But guys, if you want to find us on Facebook, we're at Midnight Double Feature. There's the group attached to that, also called the After Party. Everybody's invited to that. We've had a lot of engagement with the page lately, so if you're just started listening to us, if you're new to the page, definitely check out the After Party and join that. Please stop by, rate, review us on iTunes. Let us know how we're doing. You can shoot us email, midnightdoublefeature@gmail.com/thereisnogod. No, I'm just kidding. And we're on Twitter at MDFpod. You can find us on Instagram at Midnight Double Feature. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. If we're not on it, you don't want it. So I guess we'll be jumping out of here. Zoe, you got anything else you want to say? All right. Anyways,
Not really,
guys,
man.
we got. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm spent.
Guys,
I'm spent.
thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.